near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it! Joe Adell robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year. There's a drive to right. Adell is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one! Joe Adell, what a night! Joe Adell again near the foul pole, leaping up. Did he catch it again? They called him out. He did it again. Joe Adell with his third home run robbery tonight. I've never seen anything like it. Shotwell floats it left field. Arozarena makes the catch. Here comes Frazier. Here comes the throw. Up the line. He's saved. Say goodnight to the Mariners. The Angels walk it off on Easter for the second year in a row.
Shotwell got it done.
Seeing Joe Adell rob 3 homers yesterday and coming back today, I mean, we had goosebumps coming into it, and this was for Joe.
Well, the Angels rose to the occasion on Easter weekend against the Seattle Mariners, taking 2 out of 3. And now we'll try to best the Braves here to open up your week at Angel Stadium. What a night. What a great time for some Angels baseball coming up about a half hour from now. My name is Trent Rush here on Angels Live. Coming up, we'll get you an update on Mike Trout. Ouch, got that 94 in on the hand. An elite showing of aces on the mounds from star-studded pitchers. Jose Soriano against Chris Sale, the matchup. And then the Angels bullpen had their backs against the wall in Sunday's win, but able to get the job done. Thanks to Sean Anderson. We'll hear from him coming up here in the next 30 minutes. We welcome you inside the Big A. Again, my name is Trent Rush, joined alongside some Angel legends. I got the Kingfish, Tim Salmon next to me, along with Mark Gubiza, and always feels a little better coming off of a series victory against a division foe, Kubi.
Oh, no question, especially in Seattle. They've had so many battles over the years, and it was a heated battle all the way through. This great pitching and some timely hitting, situational hitting, some well-timed bunts. Be able to win that series against Seattle, always a big thrill because they're the defending champs. You know you have to go through them, and to play as well as they did and pitch as well as they did, this is a good feeling.
You know what I'm most excited about is the fact they had 2 wins in different ways. They won with defense in the first night in a 1-0 game. You had great defense, and then you won with team hitting the second day. I think you had like 8 or 9 team at bats there between bunting, getting guys over, and getting them in. That, to me, is the recipe for success. If you can do that offensively throughout the year, build that into part of your character, the game plan, the way you're going to go out and attack, I think that bodes well for this team going forward. And then, of course, it's always going to come down to defense. You won a 1-0 game in that series because of defense. That was huge.
Talked to Kurt Suzuki a little earlier today about playing that kind of offense, a lot of team offense together and good at-bats. But so much of this Angel offense works when Mike Trout is right. And yesterday, well, he got us scared. 94 in on the hand. The good news is the X-rays came back negative. That is a positive in the best way, that it's not broken, it's sore, it hurts, and you could hear the crack when that one came in on Mike Trout's hands. That was a scary one.
Yeah, that was scary. I thought initially he got the pad. I mean, you could hear it, the headset on up in our booth. Got him that hard right on the hand, and fortunate enough the X-rays were negative, and he's already feeling better today. Maybe you'll be able to see him at some point today if they need him.
Yeah, no further testing for him. But at the same time, boy, I mean, that's a couple times Mike Trout got hit in the series. To pitch him up and in, that's tough to do.
Well, you got to understand, I mean, you're Mike Trout. That's the book. Everybody's going to throw you up and in. And actually, maybe our pitcher should take a page out of that. I mean, that's how you get the good hitters out. You consistently wear them out on the inside part of the plate. It makes the hitter a little bit antsy in there. But, you know, from Mike Trout's standpoint, you know, you just got to know that there's always that likelihood, that chance, and you got to be a little bit more careful, I guess, to get out of the way a little bit faster. But I don't think there was any intention to, you know, purposely hit him. I think that's just the way they're going after you.
Well, the book on Mike Trout, pitch up and in, and that's where he has struggled. Mike Trout's aware of it and talked about that a little bit with Erica West in postgame.
Actually, it's not terrible, just swollen.
Were you relieved X-rays were negative?
Yeah. You know, after looking how swollen it got, kind of scared me a little bit. So I'm just relieved that I'm not broken. So.
And you and Kurt have talked a lot about it not being intentional, but it's happening frequently. So is the frustration mounting?
No, I think you know, we know where they're trying to get me out. You know, fastballs up and in. So it's just frustrating. You know, can't control it up there. It's, you know, it's shouldn't do it. So it is what it is.
Well, Mike Trout's not one really to have a lot to say on hot button issues, but he did bring a little bit up there yesterday. And Mark Gubicza, I mean, you think about, you know, maybe an era of the past, but there were some times where a pitcher might feel like they need to protect the hitter in a situation like that.
No question. When you think about it, Seattle has hit Trout 13 times. He's been hit 108 times in his career. And I look back, I just looked at it today. George Brett was hit 33 times. That's it. He played a little bit longer than Mike Trout. Pitchers, we got to protect them. That's your job. Even though most of the times it's not on purpose, but you also got to send a message to the opponent that if you're going to pitch inside, you better have an idea. Because today's game, it's so difficult because guys are throwing so hard. They can't control the inside pitch. It's difficult for hitters to get out of the way. So it's really tough. That's why pitchers got to do their job.
It's also different, I would think, too, when it's a superstar. And Mike Trout is in that spot. Tim, you've been in that position where you've been the star of a team. It's tough when they want to pitch you inside.
Well, it is, but like he's talking about, back in that day, it was regulated a little bit differently. I mean, you didn't see it as much. Like you talk about George Brett, that kind of surprised me. But really, you know, when you start, when a team realizes, you know, that their star player's being thrown at, it's usually, you know, reciprocated pretty quickly. And that kind of puts an end to it. I always go back to Scott Sanderson throwing at Andre Dawson. And I was like, Andre Dawson, well, that was just a, you know, he's like, hey, Roger Clemens, you can't keep throwing at our young kids' heads. So it was just a different era. Maybe that needs to come back a little bit.
Well, let's talk about the pitching matchup tonight, because my goodness, it is a really, really exciting one. This is one where you see it crawling on the screen earlier in the day. You're like, ooh, I got to make sure I get to the ballpark to go see Jose Soriano against Chris Sale. Well, and this matchup, I mean, with what Jose Soriano's done, Mark Gubicza, he's been unbelievable. No runs in 12 innings so far.
First Angel ever to do that at the beginning of the season. I mean, the 6 innings, 0 runs, 2 or fewer hits every single time out. 11 strikeouts so far. 18 ground ball outs. I mean, when you think about a pitching matchup, you always think of stuff. But both of these guys not only have stuff, but they've been dealing again. Chris Sale is, wow, Tim. I mean, that's a tough at-bat. That slider, knuckle curve for Soriano, slider for Sale.
You know, he reminds me of Randy Johnson back in the day. I mean, he really comes at you from the side. He's on that third base side of the dugout, but he's stepping across and releasing that sidearm angle there. It's got to be tough to see. And I think about Randy Johnson in those days. Boy, you throw that slider from that slot, it's a tough pitch to see.
I mean, just look at these numbers. Both guys have won each of their first 2 starts. Just 1 run in 24 innings between them, 2 starts in. I mean, this is unbelievably good of a matchup.
Are they real numbers? It is unbelievable. Usually when you think early on for pitchers, it's always difficult to get a good feel of your secondary pitches, but both of them, their secondary pitches have been both unhittable so far this season, and they're both throwing a lot of strikes, and hitters know what they're doing, so they're not comfortable, not confident. But, you know, for me, Soriano right now is as good as anybody in baseball. Chris Sale is on his way to the Hall of Fame, but I love what I'm seeing from Soriano so far.
You know what? I think the key for both of them at this early stage of the year is they're pitching a little bit of contact, so it's allowing them to go deeper in the game. Yes, they have the strikeout ability, but they're not going out there trying to throw every pitch nasty and strike everybody out. Chris Sale especially, he's got his changeup working. He's getting some soft outs with that right now. So, again, these guys all have the ability to go out there and throw 3 solid or very good pitches in their arsenal.
Gooby, we have been waiting to see this breakout for Jose Soriano for some time. It really does feel like this season we're seeing that jump. What's been the difference?
Well, the big thing is the confidence in him right now. I still go back to what he told Erica Weston there before his first start. He goes, I plan on being in that Cy Young conversation. And when you have that confidence to go along with stuff, he just wants to be healthy. You know, he was on a roll last year. Yes, there's been a little bit of struggle at home as compared on the road, but overall his stuff, you saw it in spring training. His knuckle curve right now is absolutely unhittable, and always for me, if he throws that knuckle curve and able to throw it a good one in the first inning, it's over. It's lights out, because when you see his struggles, it's when he doesn't have a feel for that pitch. A 52.2% whiff percentage with 7 outs recorded with 3 strikeouts. When he has that feel, that 99 to 101 mile an hour fastball to sinker, 4-seamer, splitter, and slider all play really, really well.
Yeah, I tend to look at him, and I typically say the fastball sets everything up, and his fastball does set everything up. But here's the reality. That knuckle curve, it gets the attention of hitters because it's something they haven't seen before. And they take a lot of goofy swings, and when you swing at a bad pitch like that, that makes you say, okay, I got to pick that up a little bit longer, and then all of a sudden that sinker that he throws just eats you up.
One of the best pitching matchups of the day, maybe the best pitching matchup of the day across Major League Baseball, and we're looking forward to seeing this one here. And Kurt Suzuki talked a little bit earlier today as well about just what we're going to get with Sale versus Soriano.
You could go both ways, right? They could try too hard and not be good, or they could, come up here and see who's across and step their game up. So I know Sori's ready. Whatever the outcome is tonight, I know he's going to give me whatever he's got, and he's going to be ready to rock and roll.
You know when you see the other guy on the other side, Mark Gubicza, you know you're an ace, but when you know you got another ace on the other end, that pump you up a little bit?
Always. This is the kind of matchup I know as a hitter, Tim, you're not really overly excited about, but it's a lot of fun when you see Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves. I mean, you talk about starting off with the White Sox, this dominant. He's had tremendous success against the Halos, 8-0 in the ERA, under 1.3 in his career. So, and that's including giving up a grand slam to Mike Trout a few years ago when he's a member of the White Sox. So look at those two guys out there getting ready to attack the zone against some really good hitters on both sides of the plate. But it's been amazing. By the way, Trent, you look tremendous in that sun, getting that vitamin D.
Thank you very much. I forgot my shades. Future's so bright, I forgot them here for this one. But we're doing all right. All right. Speaking of future bright, we've seen some really good young Angel pitching. And then Sean Anderson, last man standing in the bullpen in yesterday's game, rose to the moment, punched out Raleigh. We'll talk about him. Hear from him when we come back.
We are human. We're here.
Bendiciones para el mundo.
The place we run to every spring. Where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Did he do it? How about that? Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Some young Angel fans are excited about what they're going to see tonight. Chris Sale for the Braves, Jose Soriano for the Angels. What a ball game we got, and a perfect first game to be at tonight here at the Big A as we welcome you back here down on the field, getting set for first pitch coming up in a few minutes from now. All right, we saw yesterday the Angels use everybody they had left available, get it done. It went 11 innings. 5 different Angels win at least 2 innings in yesterday's game. What do you think about the collective bullpen performance, Gooby?
Able to mix and match in there, different arm angles, sometimes different speed on pitches, different out pitches, secondary pitches. So that was really good. I mean, what they did was outstanding. And Sean Anderson, again, he's been in one of those spots we saw last year at Dodger Stadium where he was able to put in that same tough situation and was able to get a certain MVP out to finish off that game there in a changeup. Got the W that one, and here against Cal Raleigh, who had 60 home runs last year, got the gas by him and picks up a W again. That's going out there and giving your team every opportunity to win a ball game. I love what Sean Anderson did.
Yeah, it was really great to see that. I would just think as a collective group, this Angels bullpen, I know it's early, but right now, top 5 bullpen ERA, almost 2 runs a game better from where they were a season ago. That kind of bullpen improvement, Tim, can really make a big impact on this team.
Well, you got to rely on those guys down there, and you got to pick them up any way you can. The offense was doing a good job, like I say, team hitting. Well, you had team pitching down there as well, and when you have an injury situation, or you have your starter go out a little quicker than you anticipate, all hands on deck down there.
We always love the star performances like what we saw Saturday with Joe Adell, but the team wins are nice as well. As we welcome in another member of our team, we bring in Erica Weston, who had a chance to catch up with Sean Anderson a little bit earlier. Hi, Erica.
Hey, guys. Yeah, great conversation as far as the team wins and the bullpens are concerned. Remember, they had to use the bullpen on Saturday night to get that win as well in that tight 1-0 victory. So tip of the cap to Mike Maddox and what he's done with the pitching staff. I know you mentioned it. Coming into the game yesterday, the bullpen ERA 5th in baseball. They were 28th a season ago, so certainly a lot of improvement. But as far as Sean Anderson is concerned, those two moments last year, Ohtani, yesterday against Cal Raleigh, that was 2 outs, bases were empty against Shohei to end the game. Big moment against Cal Raleigh with the bases loaded in the top of the 11th inning and able to escape both of those and secure wins in both of those outings as well. And I had a chance to speak with Sean about that game against Shohei and yesterday against Raleigh earlier today.
Honestly, the biggest thing is keeping that runner out there on the bases in extra inning games. And, when I came out and we threw up a 0 there, it was just up to the hitters to get the job done, and Nolan came through for us. And Ohapi's sacrifice fly was awesome, kept the game going, and I knew after that I had to kind of bear down and get to throw up a 0.
Big moment against a guy that had a historic year in Raleigh last season, so afterwards, obviously, you're pretty pumped up. What were you feeling?
I was just excited for the win. I feel like our bullpen really put together some really good innings. Our starting has been really good, and I think I just want to keep the ball rolling. I went out there and just went pitch for pitch and really been working with Ohapi, and he's been great this year. And we've been having some great conversations and just have so much confidence when I get on the mound. And in that moment, it was just another pitch, and I'm just happy to keep the game rolling.
What was the reaction when you got the dugout?
Oh, I was hyped. I wanted to win. I was like, come on, let's finish it here. Mad Dog was telling me who was going to be on second, and I was like, no, we got to win it here. So it was pretty exciting when I saw that ball come, and then Frey's just taking off, and it was a good game.
So you got the win yesterday. Last year, I want to go back to that game against the Dodgers to secure the sweep of the Freeway Series. You punched out Shohei. You got the win in that one as well. Which moment do you think was bigger, more challenging? Do you reflect on both of those together?
Yeah, that was a highlight of last year. It really gave me confidence in the pitches that I was throwing, to go through that lineup and get the sweep in Dodger Stadium. But, this game was different. I hadn't thrown in a couple days, and, I've been trying to stay really sharp this past week because I know the moment's going to come when they're going to need me. And I think that just kind of proved my preparation over the past couple days and keeping my mind where it is to when that moment happens, I can do my job.
Happy for Sean Anderson. Bullpen, though, is in good shape today, guys. Coming into this one, the Angels with a roster move ahead of today's game. Ryan Johnson placed on the 15-day IL with that viral infection, still feeling a little bit sick. Mitch Ferris is up here. We know he's a starter, so he'll be used as length long man out of the bullpen if need be, Trent.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. Nice to have some bullpen reinforcements back with this ball club, especially in a game extra innings yesterday. The starter only goes 2 2/3 innings in George Clausen, but man, what's that do for the confidence for Sean Anderson to be able to pitch that well in that spot and hang on to a tight win?
And knowing the kind of role he's in, generally you think of him maybe a long guy in there, but he's been in some tough situations. He goes back to Dodger Stadium last year and that, to be able to preserve a sweep, and then to be able to get, that was such a big game for the Halos to win and get Cal Raleigh out there with that fastball. Got to buy him upstairs. His fastball's up. So far this season, it's 93.5. Last year was 92.3. So fastball velocity up for Sean Anderson. What a great moment for him.
Well, and the bigger thing too is you got to keep guys, their confidence high. And a lot of times as a manager, you're trying to put guys in situations that they can succeed in. And that was not, that was a tough situation for any pitcher coming out of that bullpen. But nonetheless, he went out there, he had success. That bodes well for the rest of the bullpen, knowing that guys are out there right now feeling good about themselves.
Absolutely, and good to see that for the Angels to get the series win against Seattle. Maybe they can get another one today. It would start with a win against the Braves. We'll see if they can beat Chris Sale coming up. Hey, by the way, talk about some star power in the house. Ronald Acuna Jr. is here with the Atlanta Braves. We'll talk about the star power for Atlanta when we come back here on Angels Live.
A chicken rest.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Join Matt Yeloff on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer. MLB Big Inning. All season. Presented by CarShield.
Angels getting loose, getting ready. They got a ball game to play in just a few minutes from now. It's the Angels and the Atlanta Braves. Zach Neto's ready to roll. He hit his 3rd home run of the season on Saturday. The only run the Angels would need in that victory, thanks to what Joe Adell did. Man, good weekend for the Halos, trying to keep it going against Atlanta today. I'm Trent Rush alongside Tim Salmon. All right, you look at this matchup, some new managers in the fold for the Angels. Of course, Kurt Suzuki is here, and Walt Weiss. It's hard to say new manager, but it's been a decade since he's been a skipper. Here he is back with the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, you got a new crew of managers. Look all the way across the board there. I think it's interesting. You have like the Angels and the Braves going with the veteran guy. You know, Kurt Suzuki, what is it, 16, 17 years playing in the big leagues. And then on the total opposite side, you got the Giants, Tony Vitello. No professional experience. So again, a lot of new faces out there managing clubs, and it's a pick 'em variety of like, what do you want, the veteran experience or no experience?
It's so funny you bring that up, because you look at that graphic and you're like, what's the trend in baseball? There's no trend. It's all over the place. It's everything. Trending for the Braves, Ronald Acuna, a few years ago, that 2023 season, he was about as good as you're going to find in the game. The 41 homers, the 73 RBIs, hasn't really been the same guy since, but he is a dynamic player.
Well, he hasn't been the same player because of the fact that he's had 2 ACL injuries. I mean, it's worse than bad luck. I mean, you have no luck at all if this happens. But, you know, was it 2021, he tore his right Achilles. And then 2 years later, in between, he wins the MVP. But in 24, he tears his left Achilles, or not Achilles, ACL. So the reality is this guy is right in the middle of his prime when he should be putting up huge numbers. Like you see, right, look at 2023. I mean, that was 8.6 WAR after 159 games. 2024 after the ACL. He only played 49 games, but last year he was comeback player of the year, playing 95 games. Put together a pretty decent year, 21 homers. You know, I'd say that's enough to kind of get you the comeback player. But the biggest thing is, for the game of baseball, I mean, he's like the Mike Trout. I mean, he's the guy the game wants to have out there promoting. And right in the middle of, you know, really his biggest career years after winning that first MVP, you know, having the double bad luck, I guess you'd call it. I mean, that was really sad to see, really.
Well, you think about the players that you stop what you're doing. You don't go to the concession line when this player's coming up. Ronald Acuna Jr. is certainly one of those guys. The Braves are a pretty loaded team. You know, Matt Olson, Michael Harris looked like he turned things around middle of last season. They have a lot of talent in that lineup. And, of course, what they have on the mound tonight, and Chris Sale certainly will be a challenge for the Halos. But the Angels have Jose Soriano. Plus, they have this man, Zach Neto. Always got to give some love to Mom. We'll have the starting lineup for you when we come back.
Whether riding takes you.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
We live the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
We're here.
Bendiciones para niños.
The place we run to every spring, where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Join Matt Yeloff on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer. MLB Big Inning. All season. Presented by CarShield.
Fans are ready to pack the Big A tonight, and whenever the Angels win the game, you win free McDonald's fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase, only on the app at participating McDonald's. It's the Angels and the Braves coming up just a few minutes from right now as Angels Live continues. We look at the Angel lineup. Well, a couple surprises in that 3 spot. First, Joe Adell is in left field. How about the fact that it's Joe Adell moving up in the order?
He's moving up. His swings are starting to come around. Soler hitting second right there, filling in for Mike Trout. Yeah, it's a different lineup. You lose Mike, it's going to change things around. A lot of guys in there that, you know, we've been consistently having the same lineup until today. But today against Chris Sale, boy, I tell you what, that slider and that changeup, if it's over the plate for a strike, that might be the best pitch to swing at, because that fastball is devastating at 98.
Yeah, the first real lineup shakeup of the season, but you know, that guy is going to be at the front of it in Zach Neto. What a ball game we got coming your way. Wayne Rendazzo, Mark Gubza have the call when we come back for Braves Angels. This has been Angels Live.
Good thing. It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. Hey, showstopper! We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Did he do it? Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go. Take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
it was here at Angels Stadium. Joe Adell with his 3 home run robberies. A historic defensive achievement, followed by a walk-off win for the Angels on Easter Sunday, delivered by Nolan Shotwell. Tonight's game brought to you by Hyundai. It's game 1 of a 3-game series between the Angels and the Atlanta Braves here at Angels Stadium as the fans make their way into the Big 8 tonight, looking to see the Halos win their 3rd consecutive game and try to knock out a future Hall of Famer on the mound for the Braves tonight. With Mark Gubicza, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gooby, the Angels had a couple of hard-fought wins against the Mariners over the weekend.
Yeah, to win a series against a team that you've had such battles with over the years, a defending champ in the AL West, really important to be able to have that momentum going against this Atlanta team, especially with Chris Sale on the mound.
Well, the Angels hoping to have Mike Trout at some point in this series. Trout hit on the hand yesterday, feeling better. That puffing has certainly gone down. It was pretty swollen after he was hit on the hand yesterday. Not in the lineup tonight, but we could see him as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, even talking to him last night, he was happy to hear there was nothing wrong as far as the hand, no bone broken, but swollen, much better today. Maybe even available at some point tonight, but it's good to see Mike Trout not going to be missing much time with that after getting hit in the hand. Scary like that. 13th time Seattle has hit him.
Now, really a scary moment, especially with how that sounded, too, off his hand. We'll see a great pitching matchup here tonight. Jose Soriano has been outstanding in his first 2 starts of the year. And, of course, Chris Sale has all the accolades.
Wayne, when you look at these numbers, they don't even look real. I mean, you look at whips, they're 0.58, 0.83. Both have been outstanding. Both have tremendous secondary pitches to wipe them out. Soriano, we know he can throw 100, 101 miles per hour with that sinker, but his knuckle curve has been electric so far. First Angel to begin the season with 2 starts, going 6 innings, 0 runs, or 2 or fewer hits. 11 strikeouts so far, 18 ground ball outs. So he has been dominant. He said he wants to be in that Cy Young conversation. Well, he certainly has so far, Wayne.
He can catch Nolan Ryan tonight for the longest scoreless streak by an Angels starting pitcher to begin a season. Only 4 innings of shutout ball would tie Nolan Ryan in that category for Jose Soriano. Chris Sale was a Cy Young winner in 2024, and as he's gotten older, it seems like he's only getting better.
And that arm angle he throws from, and he's a great competitor. He wants that baseball. He's going to be deep in the ball game most every single time. And 9-time All-Star, so you mentioned Cy Young Award winner in 2024, but it's very difficult. That slider is nasty. It's tough to be able to read the ball out of his hand, so it's going to be a lot of fun as far as watching these guys pitch. If a hitter, though, not so much fun.
And the Angels have never beaten Chris Sale. He's 8-0 lifetime against the Halos with a 1.28 ERA, which is the 2nd lowest of all time against the Angels. So it's a heavyweight pitching matchup tonight. No question about it. Jose Soriano and Chris Sale should be a fun one here at the Big A. But good things come in threes for the Angels over the weekend, so they'll try to win their 3rd in a row here tonight.
This is Arby's $7.99 meat and 3 box. Your choice of a crispy chicken, crispy fish, or ham and Swiss meal. Can't decide? Listen to your gut.
I want chicken.
Arby's, we have the meat.
We are human. We make mistakes. We don't...
Okay, $1 million deal on the line. You got this. Recaps and sales meeting insights from all my team's calls? Otter AI, it's you who is man's best friend.
Otter, the AI meeting agent.
It's a great night for baseball. This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive.
Hey, showstopper!
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Did he do it?
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
We're here.
Bendiciones para niños.
The place we run to every spring, where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it! Joe Adell robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year. There's a drive to right. Adell is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one! Joe Adell, what a night! Joe Adell again near the foul pole, leaping up. Did he catch it again? They called him out. He did it again. Joe Adell with his third home run robbery tonight. I've never seen anything like it. Shotwell floats it left field. Arozarena makes the catch. Here comes Frazier. Here comes the throw. Up the line. He saved. Say goodnight to the Mariners. The Angels walk it off on Easter for the second year in a row.
Shotwell got it done.
Seeing Joe Adell rob 3 homers yesterday and coming back today, I mean, we had goosebumps coming into it, and this was for Joe.
Now the Angels take the field here tonight, led by their ace. Jose Soriano has looked every bit like an ace over the first 2 starts. He has not allowed a run. No pitcher ever since they've had 60 feet, 6-inch distance from the mound to home plate has had 3 straight starts to begin a season with no runs allowed and 2 hits or fewer allowed. Soriano could be the first ever if he does it again tonight.
That still was amazing, Wayne. When you think about it, forever, you always feel the pitchers are ahead of it, hitters, the beginning part of the season. So to see those numbers, the possible numbers for Soriano here in Game 3 is amazing. My go-to is to be able to have that shot at it, is run that sinker on the hands. That's about a 100-mile-an-hour sinker, but use the splitter off the fastball. Remember these left-handed bats in the lineup for the Braves today. That splitter could be really, really an important pitch.
I'll show you the lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Certainly some familiar names with Acuna leading off. Drake Baldwin was the National League Rookie of the Year last year. Then Olsen, Riley, Yastrzemski, Albies, all guys you've heard of in this Braves lineup. Dominic Smith, who was one time a pretty good prospect in the Mets organization. Michael Harris has some money as well. And there's another guy you've heard of. Walt Weiss is their manager now. It's been about 10 years since he last managed, but he'd been the bench coach for Brian Snitker, and it's a smooth transition for Walt Weiss.
Great baseball guys, knows the game very, very well. Very successful as a player and as a coach and manager.
So here we are on this Monday night, the Angels and the Braves. The first pitch to Ronald Acuna, chopped to third. It's Oswald Peraza. Quick throw across, gets Acuna by a step. And we are underway with 1 pitch and 1 out.
And the defense behind Soriano is an infielder. You got to be ready, just like Peraza was right away. Joe Adell in left field. You remember all his plays in right field. Teodosio in center. Mike Trout out of the game. Soler playing right. Peraza making a nice play right away on Acuna. It's third base and second base. You got Frazier, shortstop, Neto, Candelario over at first base, Hoppy behind the plate. But that's, you know, with Acuna, he's swinging at the first pitch. That was a great sinker right away at 98-mile-an-hour sinker to get a ground ball out.
It seems like a lot of what Mike Maddox has worked on with these pitchers is just having maybe some differences in their pitch mix compared to what we have seen before. You can certainly make that case for Soriano, who's using his 4-seam, which we just saw there a lot more often. His sinker less, his curveball more than anything.
And when you beat in those coaches, you know, meetings and stuff in spring training, being in uniform, I just listen to Mike Maddox saying, hey, I don't mind a 1 or 2 pitch out. That means go using that different type of pitches to be able to get those outs like that, whether it's a 2-seamer or 4-seamer for Soriano. Getting some quick outs allows you to stay deeper in the game, but also keeps that out pitch available for you when you need it.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Baldwin, who's been incredibly good to start not only this season, but his major league career. He was the Rookie of the Year in the National League last year. He's hit everything in sight so far this year. And he taps this one foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Baldwin, who has had the best start to a season for a Brave with 4 homers, 12 RBIs, and 10 runs scored since Dale Murphy in 1985, with 6 homers, 18 RBIs, and 13 runs scored in the first 10 games that year, and somehow still is not in the Hall of Fame. Baldwin hammers one to right field. It's Soler back. He's at the wall. It's over his head and into the seats. The hot start for Drake Baldwin continues. It's his 5th home run, and it's the first run given up by Jose Soriano this year.
That's a 98-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. Was up, but it didn't quite get in far enough. He did a nice job fouling off a tough splitter early in that sequence. But he wanted to go in on it, but it drifted out over the plate enough. And that's how quick his hands are. That's 98 above the zone. That's impressive.
That's still not a pitch that a lot of guys hit out of the ballpark.
No. If you make any contact at all, barely pop it up.
Matt Olson looks at strike one. Here's another guy with a lot of home run potential, and he's certainly hit his fair share in the major leagues. So Drake Baldwin just kind of getting started. And he was already a top offensive catching prospect on his way to the big leagues. And he's done nothing but rake as a big leaguer.
Olson already with 5 doubles this season.
Well, this guy can just flat out hit. 32-year-old now for the Braves.
That's a good pitch right there. Backdoor slider. By the way, we got to get our Seinfeld reference in. We don't like the Drake.
Hate the Drake.
Yes.
And Matt Olson did not like that last pitch, but he was wrong. It was a strike. The Braves have used up a challenge already. Olson led the National League in doubles last year at 41. As Gooby mentioned, 5 already this year. Soriano is ahead of him, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A soft bouncer foul. Olson.
See those numbers at home as compared on the road. It's significant, the difference at home. But it's a different year, a lot more confidence for Soriano, but you want to make sure this is a big out for him. Even though it's early, he definitely heard that conversation. You want to make sure you put up only those 1 run against you.
Olson grounds one up the middle. Neto is chasing it. He can't reach it. It's a base hit. So Olson put that in a good spot and has a 1-out single. Is there anything to it? Is it psychological? Is there something about pitching here that he doesn't like? What could possibly be the reason?
It's such a tough call because you would feel this is a very fair ballpark to pitch in as far as a home pitcher. Everyone asks him about it, so you kind of think about it. Maybe you throw a little bit different on the road. Generally, you have your warm-up session. You come in and you relax in the dugout before you go out to the field. When you're at home here, you throw your last pitch and boom, you get the dugout. You're right away back in the game. So maybe you just change those patterns up.
Here's Austin Riley, and as you said, this is a fair ballpark. The numbers back that up. In terms of park factor, this place almost dead in the middle in terms of advantage for pitcher versus hitters. So that's not something you usually see here. Austin Riley at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Riley had a fracture on his hand a couple of years ago in a game here at Angel Stadium.
Real good player overall, even solid defensively. This lineup so far this season has been pretty consistent, although Riley hasn't got off to a hot start yet, but there's a lot of power throughout this whole lineup.
I'm just glad to have Riley and Acuna in there. How about O'Hoppe? We've seen a couple of these so far this year where he has backhanded balls out of the dirt, at the very least keeping them near him. In this case, catching it outright.
I mean, this is way in front of the plate, too, and that's a spin on a curveball, so it's not the normal one you would see. It would go directly at you as a fastball in the dirt.
No balls and 1 strike. We'll make that 2 balls and 1 strike on Riley. And a wave and a miss. Soriano, well, he pulled the string there a little bit. 96 on the sinker, but that's a little bit less mileage per hour than we normally see.
We're kind of seeing a few of these registered as sinkers. A couple there, too, so far in this game. One against Baldwin and against Olson. It was 93. It's that sinker. I think they're splitters myself. He throws his splitter extremely hard.
Evidently. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Riley. A little jam shot to second, fielded by Frazier, steps on the back, throws to first for a double play.
In these times.
What actually works? I want to understand the choices I'm making. Now I know. Thorn.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch Fox, FS1, and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all season long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
TimberTech looks so much like wood because we really study wood. That kind of nuance you just can't achieve without pushing the boundaries of what's possible technically. So as climate evolves, themselves. As wildfires become more of a concern, the ability to maintain the product in high moisture or high UV radiation environments, we're constantly working to be able to stay ahead of those needs of consumers even before they know they have them.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Angels lineup brought to you by Simpson Chevy with Zach Neto leading off. Different lineup with Trout and Shonowell both not in there. Jorge Soler is batting second. Joe Adell hits third. Then Candelario in the cleanup spot. O'Hoppe moves up to the 5-hole. Peraza, Moncada, Teodosio gets a start. And then Frazier was excellent yesterday, playing at second base for a second straight day for Kurt Suzuki and the Los Angeles Angels, who are 5-5 to start the year after winning 2 out of 3 over the weekend from the Mariners.
It'll be a tough task against Chris Sale, and he's been unreal so far in 2-0 with a whip of 0.58. But a couple wins like they had the last couple days against Seattle, that was some good pitching they dealt with there.
There's a drive on the first pitch. Zach Neto stands up on the future Hall of Famer and delivers a monster blow. A leadoff shot, and the Angels get the run right back.
That ball was smashed, 107 off the bat. By the way, how many home runs has he hit against the elite pitchers in baseball? I mean, it is unbelievable how well and how good he is on that first pitch. We just talked about that the other day, Wayne, how he's got to be back to being aggressive, and he is aggressive.
That's his 11th career leadoff home run, the third most in Angels history, one behind Darren Erstad for second. And we looked it up before, it's like 40% of his home runs have been hit off All-Stars.
Yes, it's unreal. From Hunter Brown to Skubal, I mean, it's unreal. Verlander, everybody.
He's got another All-Star on his ledger here, a Cy Young winner at that. And Chris Sale.
That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He had a home run off the Grom. I mean, he's done against the best in the game. I went 400 feet. Again, 107 off the bat for Magneto.
Just an absolute rocket for his fourth home run this season and his second leadoff home run on this homestand. Sale chucks one to the backstop just for good measure.
Yeah. Quick those hands are. It's not easy to catch that out in front like he did, and he was able to do so.
Yeah, took a peek at the pitcher too.
Said, I got another great one.
Well, Sale had only given up.
He can't see it.
Sale had only given up 1 run in his first 2 starts. And Soriano gave up none in his first 2 starts, but each allowed a home run in the first inning as that slider sidewinds in for a strike to a former Atlanta Brave World Series MVP in 2021, Jorge Soler. And he's kind of dominated the Braves since leaving there. 2 balls and 1 strike as he fouls one
Ooh,
back.
He had a good hack at that slider. He tried to go backdoor on it. Ended up being in the middle part of the play. Got lucky on that one.
Soler has 5 home runs in his last 11 games against Atlanta. Hit his 200th career home run against the Braves at Truist Park last year. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Soler. He lays off the high fastball from Chris Sale.
Chris Sale, one of the most competitive pitchers you're ever going to see on that mound. There's an edge to him every time he takes that mound.
37-year-old now, but just as good as he's ever been. His now 3 seasons in Atlanta have been special. This one is punched out towards center field. Harris coming in, long run. But he has great makeup speed to make the catch. 1 out.
They choose to be successful against Chris Sale. We saw that with Zach Neto's swing right away. It's got to be ready. Barrel off that middle zone fastball. We saw it with Neto. But don't expand on that low slider. That slider there to Soler got a little bit more of the plate. If it's in the play, in the zone, you have a better shot. Below the zone, it's very difficult to make contact with it.
1 away, and the batter, Joe Adell, getting a start in left field today with Soler playing right. No Mike Trout in the lineup. I mentioned we could see him at some point here tonight off the bench. Kurt Suzuki wasn't sure, but said it might be a possibility. As Adell looks at a strike. Only Josh Naylor and Julio Rodriguez And I've had more at-bats without an extra base hit so far than Adele. But just like those guys, the extra base hits are going to be coming. He didn't
tap the top of the home. Nah, that was a strike anyhow, but I thought he touched his helmet.
Sometimes guys are just adjusting, you know. Adele calls time. I think there's an argument to be had in there too, where you're not 100% sure, so you kind of rustle the helmet around, and then you can say, well, actually, I thought about it a little more, and I wanted to challenge that.
It was itching.
It's 0-2 on Adele. So he takes a slider in the dirt. That's the pitch Kurt Suzuki says you need to lay off.
Yeah, I mean, their game plan is a slider at the knees, let goes, but so far in this at bat, he was able to throw a couple at the knees and stay true to the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Joe Adele. With the fastball that time. It's largely fastball slider for sale. They'll dominate left-handed batters especially. That's why Nolan Shotwell's not in there tonight. Angels' only lefty, true lefty in there is Frazier. Moncada a switch hitter, and so is Candelario.
Pretty amazing. A 37-year-old throwing 97, 98 in this game already.
It looks the same as he did when he was 25. There's the slider, had Adele out in front for strike 3.
And the defense behind Chris Sale tonight. And the Braves defense is a solid one, especially when you're looking at Yastrzemski in the outfield. Harris cover amazing amount of ground out in the center. Acuna Jr. in right field. That great throwing arm he has. Third base Riley, a very good third baseman. Dubon, Albies, Olsen, a Gold Glove winner. Ball with a youngster, tremendous catcher for the Braves.
Ball 1 to Jeimer Candelario. Sale won the Cy Young in 2024, and it's hard to believe he never won a Cy Young before that. And he finished second in 2017. He had 308 strikeouts that year, and he was still only the runner-up to Corey Kluber that season.
That's some sound. That arm angle he throws at, it's so difficult. Starts on the third base side, throws across his body, and slings it in there. And he'll backdoor the slider, and he'll go down and in on the slider against the righties.
He's thrown a bunch of them for strikes here in the first inning. He won the pitcher's Triple Crown in 2024 to solidify his first Cy Young, leading in wins, ERA, and strikeouts in the National League that year. Candelario making the bat boy move his feet over there.
Wayne, just out of curiosity, is there a Triple Crown for walks, hit by pitches, and wild pitches?
Well, that could be a Triple Crown of sorts.
Okay. I might have won that one a few times.
Maybe a different CR word.
Is that somewhat of a Gordie Howe?
1 ball, 2 strikes on Candelario. And he gets wiped out by that Chris Sale slider. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but Zach Neto hammered the first pitch, and his leadoff homer got the Angels on the board.
As we'll learn today, the more precise.
Vibes.
What is this?
I think it's just a vibes thing.
Vibes.
Can I get one of those?
Make it poppy.
When you're young, you don't just get handed trust. You have to earn it by hand. You listen and ask questions and see the way things have always been, but like never before. You realize time doesn't make something timeless. Standards do. Because if you want your name to last forever, you have to build your legacy one step at a time.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning.
Grand slam!
Join Matt Yeloff on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer. MLB Big Inning. All season. Presented by CarShield.
Welcome back to the Big Egg in case you missed it. Yes, no Mike Trout in the starting lineup tonight, though he is in the Angels dugout right now with the team after taking that 94-mile-per-hour fastball to the left hand. He's trying to grab my attention. Hopefully that means that he's feeling a little bit better. But yeah, the hand swelled up so much yesterday in the game after getting hit in it. He said he had a hard time taking the glove off. You could see the laces in the clubhouse swelled up pretty quickly. X-rays were negative, though. That's the most important part for Mike. And no additional X-rays or exams or any testing for Mike. So Suzuki said he was glad that overnight it seemed to improve. So hopefully see him soon, maybe tonight, but day-to-day right now.
That's just great news when you think about it, how that's that sound we heard all the way up here. And the way I got a chance to see it, he sent me a picture of that hand. I'm like, looks like he had a boxing glove on.
There's a fly ball left center off the bat of Yastrzemski. Easy for Teodosio, who's getting the start in center field tonight. Shy of the track, puts that one away. And that's the first out here in the second inning.
So important for having Teodosio out in center field today. Even though you think of Soriano ground balls, but it's a lot of ground to cover. Jorge Soler will battle, do it best he can out in right field. That's a lot of room for him. Joe Adell, who's been really good in right field, over to left field. So Teodosio's got a lot of ground to cover here. And he loves to do so.
Well, that's his job. That's what he's here for. Ozzie Albies is the batter now as he takes ball one from Soriano. Trout is already the Angels' all-time leader in hit-by pitches, but the Mariners have certainly helped him get there. They've hit him 13 times over the course of his career.
That is amazing. That's a high total.
Well, think about it, in the last 4 years, the Angels have been hit 49 times by Mariners pitching. That is the most that any team has been hit by a single opponent since 2022.
When you think about Seattle, they don't walk any batters, too. So, I mean, they're a team, you think of pitching staff, really good control.
There's a chopper foul. It kind of speaks to Trout's point after the game yesterday. You know, it's one thing for a batter to know that the ball's going to be up and in. That's a cold zone for Trout. Everybody knows that. It's easy to see that on StatCast. It's easy as a fan to know that. And certainly the other teams know that. That's fine. But Trout's point is, if you can't control it, though, you shouldn't do it. As Albies is flipping one toward left center. Teodosio with a great jump again as he strides back to make the catch on the warning track. A couple of long flyouts to start the second inning.
That fly ball will be able to run that one down. Outstanding in for Teodosio. Take a look at the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The pitch, Arsenal 4. Jose Soriano, sinker at about 49% knuckle curve, 27 splitter. That's going to be a big pitch for me today. Also that four-seamer, slider, occasional changeup.
So 2 outs, and now Dominic Smith is the batter. He's the DH in this Braves lineup.
And going back to what you were talking about, Wayne, too, as far as hit by pitch, you know, we were looking at talking about before the game. Granted, he's a left-handed batter, but George Brett hit 33 times.
Yeah.
In this environment now where pitchers are throwing as hard as they can, it's difficult to pitch effectively inside. So when you're missing inside, you're missing the inside by a lot. And that's why Trout's getting hit.
Ground ball that Frazier shifts over to get in front of. And Smith is retired to end the inning. 1-2-3 in the second.
Hey, guys.
Hey, have you heard about this prediction market, Kalshi?
Yeah, lets you trade on anything from sports to culture.
What about UFO sightings?
Yeah, that too. Why? Can't just leave them like that.
9-iron.
Your home projects need expertise, and finding the right pro for each project can be overwhelming. Thumbtack has everything your home needs, all in one place. we can quickly match you with the right top-rated pro in over 500 categories, so you can tackle all your home projects with confidence. Thumbtack, we know homes. Hire the right pro today.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss, yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it, back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
And here's tonight's Hyundai key to the game today. One of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs, The Battle of Evermore. This is going to be a battle going against Chris Sale. Just got to jump on it when you get a mistake. Saw that with Zach Neto. Going to have to do that throughout this whole game. And also this battle the way he's done so far. Soriano on the bump for the Halos.
Only the third time that Chris Sale has ever given up a first pitch home run in his major league career. Byron Buxton did it to him in the past. Nasim Nunez did it to him. And now Zach Neto today. Swing and a miss by Logan O'Hoppe on the big fastball from Sale. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, we've had some great sounds. It must be that microphone behind home plate. That sound of that catcher's mitt.
I think it is.
Yes.
A couple of big fastballs going up against each other today. Soriano and Sale. It's a check swing grounder right to Olsen. As O'Hoppe makes the first out here in the second. 4 in a row retired by Sale since the leadoff homer.
Another add on a slider too for Sale. And Olsen, an incredible fielding first baseman too for Atlanta.
Well, quite a transition from Freddie Freeman to Matt Olson. And Freeman signed that free agent contract with the Dodgers. You know, he was all blubbery about leaving Atlanta. Cried, what, 5, 6, 7 times about leaving the Braves. There's a lot of tears for Freddie, who was certainly beloved in Atlanta. And maybe even more so now as a Dodger with what he's done over the last few seasons there. Sale drops in a strike to Oswald Peraza, but that's about as good of a transition as you can make from a Hall of Fame worthy first baseman to another guy who's got Hall of Fame talent in Olsen.
It's amazing how many first pitch sliders Chris Sale will throw. He's right around and gets right in bat around 54%. He went first pitch fastball against Neto. He's going back to that normal one now.
I think a bit of a prematuring gray beard for Sale. He's only 37. That beard makes him look like he's in his 40s already.
Trying to set up the hitters.
Swings and misses Peraza for strike 3. Well, that slider's always been a dominant pitch for Sale. It's basically the same pitch he's always thrown, but over the last few years he's been able to be as good as anybody with it.
When you look at that as far as those numbers, lowest opponent OPS versus any pitch. Sonny Gray, Yamamoto, that splitter himself, but this is a 333. It's unreal.
Here's Yohan Moncada. These two are forever linked. When Chris Sale was traded from the White Sox to the Red Sox, setting up the World Series win for Boston in 2018. This is the guy that the White Sox got in return along with Michael Kopech. At the time, Yohan Moncada was the #1 prospect in all of baseball. Flips one foul here, and Sale at the time might have been considered the #1 pitcher in all of baseball. So it was an interesting trade, and the White Sox thought they were getting a future cornerstone when they got Moncada. He had a couple of good years there, but largely did not live up to all the hype. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Moncada. So clearly Boston won that trade. And then Boston got the other end of the deal when they traded Sale to Atlanta for Vaughn Grissom, who's now in the Angels organization. Grissom certainly did not materialize with the Red Sox, hoping that he gets a chance with the Angels similar to the way Moncada has.
I thought they might have challenged it. They might have gotten that one too, but already lost 1 challenge. I mean, his stuff is so electric, Wayne. I mean, look how thin he is. He's been the same body forever.
And he blows the heater by Moncada to win the inning.
It's not what we ride.
Never run from what I'm faced with. Came out the basement, young, strong, and courageous. That's how I made it.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot the hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it. Back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Boy, what makes Jose Soriano so special? You look at the tunneling action, same arm slot, sinker, splitter, knuckle, curve, and where those pitches out of the hand and where they end up in the strike zone or below the strike zone makes them that much more difficult to square up.
He faces Michael Harris to lead off here in the third inning. Harris taking strike one.
You see the drop on these pitches so far. There was a splitter right there. They finally got that one right. They've been saying sinker, but that was a splitter again. 94.
Well, Harris confused on the 97-mile-an-hour sinker. You see a lot of those swings with Jose Soriano, and that drop in his pitches has something to do with it.
That's amazing. 26.2 on a sinker. Yeah, you'll see that on a knuckle curve for sure. Same thing on a splitter. Still very, very special. And you think how hard he throws it, but 26.2 inches on a sinker, that much drop.
Swing and a miss, strike three. He brought out the whole arsenal to punch out Michael Harris on 3 pitches. That curveball drops itself almost 4 feet.
I know. And it's got some serious tight break to it, too. Where it starts at the belt and almost ends up in the dirt. He's doing a real nice job of keeping those mechanics under control, not overthrown. He's really even keel on the mound.
That's what they need from him, to kind of absorb these home road splits that he's had. It always seemed like it was just coincidental. And for Soriano, you see the guy that we tend to see on the road here again tonight, although the home run in the first inning to Baldwin, just a great hitter, expanding his strike zone. Dubon almost ran away from that pitch.
Yeah, that was an uncomfortable approach at that pitch.
I've seen Dubon a lot over the years, a former member of the Astros, and he's in that super utility role for the Braves right now, playing a lot of shortstop with Ha-Sung Kim at it. Trying to hold up, he did not. Strike three.
I think he was trying to think he didn't go in and at least have the first base umpire check him.
Well, you know, on that pitch, he's totally bailing out.
Yep.
He offers at it. I mean, even if he maybe held his hands, he's completely confused by that pitch anyway.
By the way, look where that baseball landed, and he got him to go after it.
I think he had a case that he didn't go around, but
I still like they went after Motu that same pitch because he's already set himself up. You don't need to throw a setup pitch.
All one to Ronald Acuna. I mean, these 2 strikeouts to start this inning. We've seen 2 hitters just completely bailing out on some of these pitches. They have no chance with it.
That's how good that knuckle curve can be for Soriano.
Acuna chops it to the left side. Easy hop for Zach Neto. Plenty of time to throw out Ronald Acuna, and Soriano mows through the third.
From We're here.
Bendiciones para el mundo.
The place we run to every spring. Where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network. Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games and more. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Celebrate Mike Trout's 400th career home run tomorrow night as the Angels play the Braves. Be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance and get that 400th homer bobblehead courtesy of Nitto Tire. Angels.com/promotions. It'll be a good time here at the ballpark tomorrow to stop by and get one of those.
Definitely. I'd like to see Mike Trout back in the lineup tomorrow night.
It's a fun matchup with the Atlanta Braves. Not a team that we see very often, but a team with some really good players. Obviously, a great pitcher on the mound tonight as Chris Sale fires in a strike to Bryce Teodosio. It's Teodosio getting the start in center field with Trout not in the lineup. First start for Bryce, who did a pretty good job, certainly defensively last year when he played in the final couple months of the season. Teodosio ended up with 7 defensive runs saved and 10 outs above average in just 50 games. Played the third of the season roughly, and he was in the top 10 among defensive center fielders.
Oh, special. I mean, he got everything hit that way. Well, I look back at these numbers too for Chris Sale against the Halos with an ERA a 1.24 in his career, 8-0, but that's including a grand slam he gave up to Mike Trout on a 3-2 changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Teodosio. Stays alive as he fouls one away. Sale 8-0. That's the most wins without a loss in history against the Angels. In terms of starting pitchers, that's the lowest ERA ever against the Angels. There's one pitcher who had a lot of innings pitched, well, some as a reliever. Jack Aker had a 1.22 ERA in the 60s, and it could only rival Sale's. Swing and a miss here as Teodosio's down on strikes. 96 as Sale rears back for strikeout number 5.
5 already. That was a fastball from that arm angle. See, even though he throws from that arm angle, you think, okay, maybe you have a better shot of seeing the baseball just a little bit longer, but the way he throws across his body, you still don't see it well. And that was a great view we had right there, how difficult it is to track it.
And the White Sox drafted Sale in 2010, and they put him right in the big leagues. They drafted him and they put him in the bullpen. That's how much they believed in him on a Florida Gulf Coast. And his first year and a half, he did it for the second half of 2010 and all of 2011. He had a 2.58 ERA in that year and a half, straight out of the draft into the major leagues. And became a starter in 2012.
With Crochet too.
They did. Became a starter in 2012, and then he took off as an all-star 7 straight years after that.
Kevin Frazier, you know, I had a great game yesterday. Okay, I'm going in against Chris Sale, the only lefty out there. You know, he stays right in there so well, and he's going to make some contact.
Frazier showed his skills yesterday. He's a good defender still at second base, I think, too.
A great base runner, too, Wayne.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday. 3 hits in that game. He lays off the slider. He had a couple of singles and a double. He had an RBI, and then the game-winning run scored. Also had a sac bunt yesterday. One ball, 2 strikes on Frazier. Well, over the inside corner, frozen for strike 3. 2 outs. It'll be Zach Neto at the first pitch of the game out of the ballpark. And that's not the only future Hall of Famer or Cy Young winner that he's taken out. Yamamoto, Skubal, Verlander, DeGrom, Sale tonight. That's just in the last couple of years. That's really just a smattering of the All-Stars and Cy Young candidates that Neto has gone deep against. Remember, he had his first home run in the major leagues off Framber Valdez.
Yes, it's unreal what he's done against the biggest and best in the baseball.
I mean, it's crazy.
DeGrom, Yamamoto, Verlander, Skubal, Sale. Twice he's gotten Skubal.
It just befits Neto's personality so much that he rises to the occasion against the best of the best.
But we still forget how young he is, too. That's the thing that's even more impressive.
I was just looking at that, actually. 25 years old now. Actually, he hit 2 homers off Framber Valdez his rookie year. He's hit a homer off Logan Gilbert. Dylan Cease. That's a called strike at the bottom of the zone.
Getting some respect here so far. Quite a few of those sliders after he hits a fastball out against them.
Neto leads the team in home runs now with his 4. And he pops this one out. Shallow right center as Harris and Acuna with rival neon sleeves make the catch. Harris does during the inning.
Good things come to those.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show.
He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Here are the top 5 gameplay updates you need to know in MLB The Show 26. Challenge missed calls with the new ABS system. Pitch smarter with real MLB pitch usage rates. And rise to the moment with bear down pitching. At the plate, new zone hitting options and expanded pitch history give hitters the edge in the clutch. And with deeper defensive attributes and hundreds of new fielding animations, every play looks and feels more real than ever. See you in the show.
Back, and it's time to eat here at Angel Stadium. It's 1-1 here in the 4th inning, thanks to a couple of first. That kid's got it down, just shoving the hole. Oh, look at that! You got it down too. Right as I was saying that about that kid with the ice cream helmet, you were in the middle.
I'll tell you, it's so good. I am crushing it.
Rick Baldwin looks at a strike. That's the chicken quesadilla that you're having, right?
Yes.
And this is from La Cochina, section 255. I put hot sauce already, thanks to Ralph here. Got me the hot sauce. I don't like sour cream. Are you dipping in the sour cream?
No.
No, me neither. That's not for me. But I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. I'm going to eat this thing.
Yes,
ready?
let me see it there, Wayne. Everyone's waiting.
The Birria one.
Yes. There you go. You know, Wayne, fantastic effort.
Wow. What's good?
So good.
Wow,
it's tremendous. Yes. I'm going back in again.
Please do. What is that? What did I just say? Birria quesadilla. La Cochina. We have churro bites too. Save some room for dessert.
I know that.
They are chocolate drizzled churro bites. This quesadilla is great.
Oh,
here's the churro bites.
Oh, these are going to be.
Eat one now.
I know. I'm going to have to crush that.
it on my finger.
Yeah, that's perfect for you.
Oh, that crunch. Did you hear the crunch?
Oh, yeah.
I made it, man.
That sounded like one of Soriano's pitches right there. Crunching the catcher's mitt of Logan O'Hoppe.
Well, Drake Ball, these are good. The trail bites are good.
Yes, they are.
Now everybody's always upset when Erica doesn't get to eat. So we made sure Erica got.
Oh, perfect timing. Thanks, guys.
Yes, what you wanted.
Chicken taquitos. Well done.
All right.
Well done. Thanks for sharing the wealth, Wayne. I just want to make sure you guys got your quesadillas first. And now that I have a Facebook too.
Chicken taquitos.
That sounds good too.
You put hot sauce on them? Where is she? Is she still there, or does she just drown in the taquitos then? And Olsen at the plate after Baldwin struck out. That's 3 strikeouts now for Soriano against the last 4 hitters.
Oh, that's impressive too. Baldwin, remember, hit that fastball, 98-mile-an-hour fastball above the strike zone, gets him looking. And a knuckle curve.
My churro crackling isn't bothering you, is it?
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Olsen. What's that? Spicy mayo? Ralph always hands us treats.
Yes.
It's about 6 hours of Christmas every time Ralph is here. It's like an old great-grandfather pulling stuff out of his pockets. Swing and a miss by Olsen, strike 3.
That's some cheese. We got some cheese in our quesadillas, too.
4 out of the last 5 he has struck out. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, this fastball had some bite to it. 4-seam fastball, running it upstairs. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, under control. You see how squared up his shoulders are.
Well, he's carried it over to the mound here at the Big A. Maybe if you thought about his issues in the past here at Angel Stadium, coming back to fruition after the 2 great road starts to begin the season. Well, he's looked just as in command tonight as he did in Chicago or Houston.
How about that? A 92-mile-an-hour slider.
Austin Riley couldn't hold his swing there. At least it didn't look like it to me. But to the first base umpire, Riley did hold it. Well, his vote counts.
I'm pretty sure he went on this one.
Maybe my vote should count.
No, he did hold up. I don't know how you do that. That's strong to be able to hold up.
Riley got a big contract. A lot of these Braves did. Atlanta kept a lot of their core intact. There's a good fastball for a strike. 99 from Soriano.
Oh. 99-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. So now you got 3 options. You go back to a 4-seamer. You got a knuckle curve. You got a slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Soriano strikes out the side against the middle of the Braves order.
Knuckle curve, some cheese, and then slide piece. Oh, nasty.
Did he do it? How about that? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive.
Hey, showstopper!
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Soler leads off the bottom of the 4th inning against Chris Sale. Really just a home run on each side has made a difference so far.
By the way, you wanted those little longer in between innings, didn't you, a few years ago? A little longer in there for your munching?
To do with the national TV break, so
yes.
It's about an extra 30, 40 seconds.
Yes.
Tell you one thing I like about our booth compared to most of the TV industry. You know, a lot of TV people eat on camera and then they'll just quietly pass it off. You know, they're not really going to eat the food. We just sit here and plow through it.
Yes.
During the commercial breaks.
Just crushing it.
Yeah, we're not just going to gently hand it off like a lot of TV people. We're going diving right in.
I'm already checking out. Chero's there too. I'm ready to crush that for that crunching sound.
Jorge Soler was hit by that pitch. So that happens to Sale occasionally. That slider will bend in too far. Like it hit him on the foot.
Back foot there, right?
I guess. Soler is at first base to start the inning. As Joe Adele stands in, struck out his first time. Sale's already had 6 strikeouts, 2 in each inning so far in this game.
So far, this pitching matchup that we talked about in the opening has lived up to that. A couple solo shots in the first inning, but dominant since.
You think about Sale's career high. That'd be quite a night because he had 17 in a game once against the Colorado Rockies in 2019. Although that wasn't a very good year for Sale after the Red Sox won the World Series the year before. And Sale ended up needing Tommy John surgery the next year after that. 1 ball, 1 strike as Adele takes ball 2. And since going to Atlanta, Sale has been one of the best in baseball once again. Kind of a late career resurgence, and he says he owes a lot to the Braves for pulling him along after he was limping at the end of his time with the Red Sox. Adele lips one to right. That's a base hit. Soler to second base, and the Angels try to get something going here. First and second, nobody out.
One of those hanging sliders that you got to get when he makes that mistake with it.
Let's see how this potential rally turns out after a drive with Hyundai.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Jamer Candelario stands in here, struck out his first time. Angels trying to beat Chris Sale for the first time ever. Almost hit Candelario.
Angels were really good in Seattle against the Seattle Mariners at home here, trying to find and manufacture some runs. This is one of those times you got to find a way to do so here against Sale. Doesn't make a ton of mistakes, so you got to find a way to get guys over and get them in.
I'll tell you another thing the Angels did well against Seattle. They played good defense. I mean, aside from Adele, it was a historic performance. But overall, the Angels had a good defensive series.
And Logan O'Hoppe was tremendous behind the plate in all 3 of those games, too. So far tonight, same thing. He's on deck.
3-0 now on Candelario. But if the Angels are going to win more games than they have in the last couple of years and win more close games, that's the way they're going to do it, by picking up the baseball.
Yeah, you can't give away extra outs. You can't give your opponent any momentum.
3-0. I'd imagine Candelario will take here, and he does, a strike. Angels trying to put some pressure on Sale here in the 4th inning.
Those are a lot of fastballs, 3-1. So this could be a fastball for Candelario here.
A good cut, but fouled it back. 3-2.
No, I think that switches up now. He's pretty good chance about 50% of the time he'll throw a 3-2 slider. Hoping to get one of those sliders that Joe Adele got upstairs in the zone.
First and second, nobody out. Full count pitch coming. Candelario chops it foul to stay alive. Scoring chances are few and far between. Sale's only given up 2 runs. so far this season. They've both been on solo homers. Rangers did have 5 hits with men in scoring position yesterday. Would like just one here to take the lead. There's ball 4. So now the bases are loaded. Nobody out, and it will be Logan O'Hoppe with a chance to put the Angels in front. Mentioned it earlier, a grand slam given up by Sale against the Halos, and it was Mike Trout.
I still remember this. I remember the reaction, and even after the game, Chris Sale, how did he hit that out? Looking, hit a 3-2 changeup. At that point, it was a 4-0, tied it up there with that swing in the bat. What a swing that was for Trout on a changeup down also.
Grand slam against Sale's changeup. That's something that has ever happened otherwise.
Yes. It's the only time he ever gave up a grand slam was on that changeup by Trout.
And a miss by O'Hoppe.
Came back with that changeup there. One thing you remember about that changeup that Trout hit, that was a left center. Didn't try to pull it. Right there for Logan O'Hoppe. You can't try to pull that changeup going away. Even maybe same thing with the backdoor slider here.
And there's ball 2. By the way, that was Adam Eaton's head. That ball flew out over the fence in center field. I thought it was. Adam Eaton, now the Angels' first base coach, was the White Sox center fielder that night. 2 balls and 1 strike on O'Hoppe with the bases loaded. He takes ball 3. Sale struggling with his control. He's hit a batter. He's walked a batter. He's given up a single, and now he's behind O'Hoppe 3-1. It's popped up foul and out of play, 3-2.
It was a pretty good pitch to drive. Was a fastball, generally up. That's where O'Hoppe's so successful.
O'Hoppe has a couple of grand slams on his own in his major league career. Angels will take any old kind of hit here to grab the lead. It's 3-2 on Logan O'Hoppe. Had a big rip at that.
Boy, did he have a hack at that one. He went after him with a fastball there. Right down the heart of the plate. Does he try that 3-2 changeup here? See if O'Hoppe can get a hold of it.
Another 3-2. And a check swing. It's ball 4. Sale walks in a run, and the Angels take a 2-1 lead.
Boy, that's a real good take. That was a sharp, sharp slider. Held up. That's super strong wrists and forearms to hold up on that one.
Logan's so strong, I'm surprised the bat didn't just disintegrate right there the way he squeezed it. That's Jeremy Hefner, the new pitching coach for the Braves, who ditched the rival Mets to head to Atlanta. Well, maybe Adam Eaton's telling O'Hoppe about that grand slam Trout hit over his head.
Yeah.
Chris Sale was pitching here back in 2014.
You can guarantee you Mike Trout's telling somebody that dugout. Trouty, when he's not playing, he's talking everyone's head off.
Angels lead now 2-1, still nobody out. Ball 1 to Peraza.
Now the next pitch thrown 65th now. All of a sudden that pitch count going up.
You just hardly ever see Sale lose the strike zone like this. There's a soft bouncer toward third. Riley will throw it home and get the out. Baldwin taken out there on the end of the play by Adele. That's just kind of a happenstance on a play like that. And there's the first out of the inning.
Kind of helped him out too on that changeup well out of the strike zone after 2 walks in a row. Peraza chasing on that one.
Now the base is loaded with 1 away, and the batter will be Moncada. Back-to-back walks from Sale force in a run. 25 pitch hitting. He hit Moncada. 2 hit bats baseman, and 2 walks equal 2 more runs for the Angels. It's 3-1.
It's that hard slider right on the shin. Looks like a Moncada.
Sale just fired the Rosenbach down. An extremely unusual inning for Sale.
See how he snaps his slider right on the shin. Whew.
I think it was the slider and not the fastball.
That's going to get a lot more sore as the game progresses, too.
Keep in mind, Chris Sale has the 2nd best strikeout to walk ratio of all time. This is not someone who is ever flipping around with his command.
2nd all time?
2nd all time behind DeGrom. So for him to have an inning where he throws more balls than strikes and walks and hits batters like this is exceptionally unusual.
So early in the season, too. He's been really good his first couple of starts. Sometimes you're going to have one of those games early. Again, you got to take advantage of this and keep adding on.
He's only had a handful of bases loaded walks in his career. We'll check to see if he's ever even had an inning like this where he's walked 2 and hit 2 in the same inning. Teodosio fouls one off.
I like that approach right there. You're expecting him to go after you with the pitch right away in the strike zone. And even though you saw a couple walks and hit by pitch, 3 of the 4 batters, you got to be ready on them.
That's a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's almost one of those pitches that you don't have many. You have no other challenge left. You might want to think about that, especially when you have a tough time with the strike zone.
And the Braves lost a challenge earlier, and Chris Sale has been an unusual mess in this inning. Bouncing ball left side. That's dove for and handled by Dubon, but he has no play. A run is in. RBI infield single for Teodosio, and the Angels lead 4-1.
That's what you want to see from Teodosio. Just make some contact. Utilize that speed. He had that great bunt yesterday with 2 strikes on him. It's a well-hit baseball. Almost got through. Dubon made a nice play on that to prevent another run from scoring, but you're not going to throw out Teodosio anyhow once it gets it by Riley.
Listen to this number for Teodosio. Last year when he hit the ball on the ground, he batted .380. Frazier takes a strike. .380 on ground balls.
Unreal. That is unreal. Usually when you think of ground balls, there's a pretty good chance somebody's making a play on you.
And Teodosio with that ground ball base hit drives in the 3rd run of this inning and the 4th tonight against Sale. Frazier chops it. It's Olsen with the backhand, throws home. Baldwin, did he hold the plate? They said he did.
Let's take a look at that one. Baldwin did a great job if he did able to keep his foot on there.
It looked to me like he did. Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire. Angels are asking downstairs. Alex Coltis handling replay reviews in the clubhouse. And the Angels will not challenge.
That was a real good play by Baldwin, too. Smart play by Olsen.
Baldwin just barely caught that with the end of his catcher's mitt.
Played first base. Get the throw from the first baseman.
Now 2 outs. Here's Neto. Home run earlier. Out in front of that. 0-1. The only other time Sale has had an inning where he's hit 2 batters and walked 2 batters in the same inning was actually at the end of last year. Only the 2nd time this sort of innings ever happened to him, though. And a 2 on Neto. That's ball 1. He also allowed a first pitch homer in that game, so whatever was bothering him that night has popped up tonight as well. Joel Payamps is warming up in the bullpen now for the Braves, and what could be a signal that this will be a short night for Sale. It's Neto to whiff on the slider to win the inning, but a profitable inning for the Angels. 3 runs, 2 hits, and Sale was all over the place as the Angels bat around and take a 4-1 lead.
This is...
What if feeding your dog fresh whole foods was easy? At Sundays for Dogs, we start with all natural, human-grade ingredients. Then we air dry the food into shelf-stable pieces. Frozen dog food is a costly hassle, but with Sundays, you can give your dog the nutrition they need without waste, prep, or mess. Your dog's food can be healthy and simple. Get 50% off your first order at sundaysfordogs.com.
Guys, I'm on the road, and I've lost 45 pounds. In fact, I've lost everything but my big mouth. Losing weight on road is simpler. Even a dummy like me can't mess that up. Stats are looking good on road. Even my legendary golf swing is leveling up. I'm Charles Barkley, and this is me on road. Wait, you're telling me they have a GLP-1 pill for weight loss now?
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Chris Sale had both a bases loaded walk and bases loaded hit by pitch last inning. As Bryce Teodosio rolled the ball in a good spot for an RBI. So here's a 4-1 lead for Jose Soriano against Mike Yastrzemski leading off the fifth.
That huge shutdown inning coming up here for Soriano.
Very efficient for Soriano in the first 4 innings, only 45 pitches.
Think about it, he had 16 in the first inning. Next 3 innings, 29 total, including 5 punch-outs in those 29 pitches.
Two balls, no strikes on Yastrzemski as he looks at a fastball that pours over the outer half, 2-1.
Great spot on that one, 98.
Yastrzemski flied out to center his last time. Soriano has retired 10 straight. It's in there. The breaking ball snaps in for strike 2.
That's the one he could throw for a strike. Knuckle curve, but then he has that wipeout knuckle curve, but he also has that splitter you can get a punch with.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Yastrzemski. Ground ball sharply hit, but right at Candelario. Soriano led to the bag, 1 away. Just wash down his case it is. Now we get to talk about our buddies, the Mandalorian and Grogu. I didn't even know the Mandalorian was a being until I saw this jersey, but now I want one.
Yes.
Because I want to celebrate Star Wars weekend right here at Angel Stadium.
And you should be doing it.
Friday, April 17th, Angels Padres. Angels.com/promotions. And join us for Star Wars weekend. You know, it's too bad you can only have one geographical rival. For the Angels, that's the Dodgers in the National League. Because you could have a heck of a rivalry with the other geographical rival the other way down the 5 in San Diego.
No question.
That's built for a rivalry.
Boy, last year there was a ton of Angels fan down at Petco Park. Ton of them.
Well, it's a beautiful ballpark and certainly worth attending when your team is there or otherwise. 1 ball, 1 strike on Albies.
So far 6 outs via the ground ball for Soriano tonight.
His note on the video board: second shortest player with 30 homers and 100 RBIs and 100 runs scored in a year. What I got to go after my man Ozzie like that for? 2 balls, 2 strikes on Albies.
100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Second shortest. Ridiculous.
Well, that begs the question: who was the shortest?
It's a good question. I wonder if Altuve did it. There's a bouncer foul, still 2-2.
I would have to say it would have to be Altuve.
Kirby Puckett wasn't a big guy, you know.
No.
Probably a little, just maybe a quarter of an inch on Albies.
Freddie Patek didn't quite hit 30 home runs, but yeah, he had a few of them.
2-2 on Albies. Check swing. No.
He went on that one.
It's not Altuve because he's never had 100 RBIs anymore. Mystery continues. 3-2 on Albies. Fouls it off his foot.
That sinker, 99-mile-an-hour sinker.
The second shortest guy. What is with this discrimination against height? Was this you? Were you up on this? Gotta be careful around you giants. Swing and a miss. Look at that pitch.
Splitter.
94 to the back foot.
That almost broke like a slider.
I know.
There's a splitter grip. That's
How do you
unreal.
hit that?
Well, obviously it's very difficult to do so.
Well, even being closer to the ground like Albies, he couldn't do it either.
And he's off to a pretty solid start this season, hitting 300 with 2 home runs coming into this game today.
2 outs. Stuff all over the face. Alex Smith at the bouncer up the first base side. Candelario wants to play that. He does, and right to the bag. Another easy inning. Soriano's retired 13 in a row.
Guys, stop what you're doing and head over to Fabletics, because right now everything is 80% off, including shirts, tees, polos, and shorts, pants, joggers. Perfect for the gym, office, or golf. Get 80% off everything right now when you sign up as a new VIP, only at Fabletics.com.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores. Mowing all those lawns really paid off. That was not radical.
Bring your family into the financial future.
You've got to try the softest sneaker ever. Hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins. Sneakers that are as soft and comfy as your favorite slippers. Just step in and go with no bending down or touching. Wrap your feet in hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Hey, I'm at the game. And we should always use Game Time for tickets. They're dropping cool features like zone deals and price drop alerts so we can go to more games and shows. Finally, a ticketing app that actually gives a download the app today.
Adding throwing creatine has definitely helped me with how I perform on the court. I feel like I have a lot of endurance throughout the 82-game season, and I'm making those split-second decisions with a clear mind and a clear vision. It seems like the game slows down with throwing.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch Fox, FS1, and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all season long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
The diamond for this one-of-a-kind Angels hockey jersey. The first 25,000 fans in attendance Monday, April 20th against the Blue Jays will take home an Angels hockey jersey courtesy of Financial Partners Credit Union. Angels.com/promotions. There's a liner off the end of the bat to left coming in. Yastrzemski. He won't get there. It's short hops him into his mitt, and Jorge Soler knocks through a base hit to lead off here in the 5th inning.
They've got to keep that pressure on. Keep trying to add on against a great pitcher like Sale, who was off his game last half inning. Don't let him settle.
And Soriano has just been unbelievable.
Oh,
again.
Yes. Knuckle curve splitter tonight. I mentioned that as far as go-tos. I thought it was going to have to be a really effective pitch against this lineup for the Braves.
That ball is hammered left center field. Yastrzemski's out for it. It is gone. Joe Adell has his first home run of 2026.
An absolute rocket by Adell. Talk about not letting Sale settle down. That baseball wind comes sail away. Joe Adell, first of the season. He had the Robin 3 just a couple days ago. Hits one out tonight.
He's still got to catch up to his robbery total. Well, that was a laser beam.
113 miles per hour off the bat. Going 4-1-1.
Six runs off of Chris Sale. Brings Walt Weiss out to the mound, and for the future Hall of Famer, it just wasn't his night.
Just when you think about the first 3 innings, other than a solo shot by Neto, he was locked in, and all of a sudden, that hit by pitch to Soler started last inning. The hit by Soler starts this inning.
The Joe Show, home run number 1 against Chris Sale.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses, and only online. But people liked them a lot. So we offered more things, like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
Hey, have you heard about this prediction market, Kalshi?
Yeah, lets you trade on anything from sports to culture.
What about UFO sightings?
Yeah, that too. Why? Can't just leave him like that.
9-iron.
Cooking a dinner my whole family can enjoy is a piece of chaos. The requests these kids make are really something.
Dad, can I get some strawberries and ketchup?
Home Chef's new family menu has been a lifesaver. With Home Chef's easy 4-serving meals, we get dinner done quicker.
I have to finish my masterpiece.
Do I even want to know?
Home Chef's family menu. The parents who get it,
What?
Get Home Chef. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
Top tier play. Joe Adell drives one out against Chris Sale.
That's a great swing on that fastball, middle part of the plate, and he lines that one out 113 miles per hour off the bat for Joe Adell. Big Papa loving it. Said, hey, you both got home runs today.
Both off Chris Sale as well. Neto led off the game with one. Adell knocked him out of the game with one. And there is Jamer Candelario taking a strike from Pyomps, the new pitcher for the Braves. Swing and a miss. Pyomps was with the Brewers at the beginning of last year before ending up in Atlanta. Talk about Trout getting hit by the Mariners a lot in his career, 13 times. Well, tonight Wilson Contreras got hit in a game against the Brewers for the 24th time he had been hit by Milwaukee pitching in his career. Of course, former Cub and former Cardinal, so he's faced the Brewers a lot. But they've hit him 24 times now. And he said after the game, they always say, I'm not trying to hit you, but that gets old. So next time they hit me, I'm going to take one of them out. That's a message, he said. He's ready. It wasn't quite that strongly pointed by Trout yesterday, but it's kind of along the same lines that if you're going to pitch in that area, just learn how to do it there.
Yeah. Still going back to it's more difficult for pitchers to be able to pitch inside effectively when you're throwing max effort every pitch. And again, it's not their fault. That's what it's being, taught is the whiff percentage and velocity and spin. It's tough.
I mean, that's where pitchers pitch Trout. We already know that, but it doesn't have to get hit by those pitches, especially when it's one team that seems to be hitting him a lot more than any other team.
Twice already this year, 13 times in his career.
That ball rifled foul by O'Hoppe.
By the way, I love that swing for Joe Adell. Remember, we were talking about he's hitting a lot of hard shots on the ground on the line. That time he was able to lift that in the air at 113.
His strength. He gets one in the air like that, it's going to go. Same for this guy at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on O'Hoppe. Angels trying to win their 3rd in a row. Would be their first winning streak of the season. The second time they've won back-to-back games, where they won their first 2 of the year in Houston. And the last 2 over the weekend against the Mariners. There's a fly ball to the gap in left center, but Yastrzemski has time to catch up to that for out number 2 here in the 5th. Let's go down to Erica.
Historic weekend for Jordan Adell, also known as Joe Adell. The Hall of Fame called him, and they want that glove from Saturday night after those historic 3 home run robberies. So they'll put a little tag on it, keep track of it, and when he's done with it, he'll give it to them at the end of the season. Unless he gets this new replacement in before then, he's going to keep going with that glove, but that will be going to the Hall at the end of the year.
Well, that'd be tough during the season to give that glove away. Position players, you know, they love those gloves. They like to keep them as long as possible. What a play. I love that picture from the fan, too.
Line to center by Peraza to end the inning, but the Angels get 2 homers, or 2 runs rather, on a homer by Jordan Joe Adell. 6-1 Angels after 5.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building. Bring it in.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network. Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games and more. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
He's been able to get strikeouts with all his pitches so far tonight. But that splitter right there to Albies was unreal. 4 strikeouts, 4 knuckle curve, 1 on that 4-seamer, 1 on the splitter.
Michael Harris looks at a strike. Soriano's retired 13 straight. He gave up a homer in the first inning to Drake Baldwin. And right after that, Matt Olson had a seeing eye single. From there, Riley hit into a double play, and it's been all 1, 2, 3 innings ever since. He's certainly outpitched Chris Sale today, who had his command disappear on him in the 4th inning.
He had his walks, 2 hit batters, and a couple blasts, too.
Bouncer right back to Soriano. Helps to field your position when you're a ground ball specialist. And Harris is the first out here in the 6th. It'll be Mauricio Dubon after a drive with Kia. First time Chris Sale gave up 6 runs in a game since June 1st, 2024 against the A's. He allowed 8 in that one. Had a rough time tonight. Last time out, Sale said he was feeling very ill, and that somehow was able to go out and give up just 1 hit in a 6-inning start against the A's on April 1st. I don't know if he's still feeling some of the ramifications of that illness today, but he was great in the first 3 innings, and then it all just misfired. Roller down the third base side. Backhand Peraza pegs it across for out.
That glove, no matter where you put Peraza, he's made some great plays at second base. Backhand quickly across the diamond. It's such a strong throwing arm. Makes it look easy. It's not an easy play.
A really strong throw. And you see Candelario on the other end, impressed by Peraza's arm on that one. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th, and now 15 consecutive set down by Soriano.
That's 9 ground ball outs too.
Well, 1 to Acuna, who has 2 of those. Grounded out to third in the first inning and to shortstop in the third. Very late on that fastball. It's just an ease to what Soriano's doing right now.
His mechanics are so under control. You see that nice little deep breath he takes? Allows the muscles to relax and deliver the baseball.
Well, it's worth noting again, we talked about it a little bit at the end of last year, but it happened as well through the offseason too. He spent a lot of time talking to Pedro Martinez.
That helps.
You know how thoughtful Pedro is in the way that he talks about pitching. Breaking ball drops in and Acuna immediately slaps it aside.
No, that looked like a pretty good pitch.
Braves have
He might have won that one, I think, maybe.
See here, Braves challenge powered by T-Mobile. And it's just barely a ball.
The call is overturned to a ball.
Look how close that is too when you think about it. 2/10 of an inch.
Just a little sliver of the ball. 3 balls and 1 strike on Acuna. Fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Soler's back. He's at the warning track. He's got it. 16 straight set down by Soriano.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season,
hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
We're here. Bendiciones para niños. The place we run to every spring. Where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. By Jack in the Box, new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. And by StubHub, a proud partner of Angels baseball. It's been a fun opening homestand. The Angels have won 2 of 3 so far. They have a commanding lead tonight, 6-1 against the Braves. We enter the bottom of the 6th. The new Atlanta pitcher is Aaron Bummer.
And a former White Sox.
Yes, he is. The Braves traded a bunch of guys that they were about to DFA to get him. They traded about 5 players to get Bummer. Ball 1 to Yohan Moncada, was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the Angels' 3-run 4th inning. I just have an incredible amount of hot sauce, like all over the place after eating those quesadillas.
You did crush them pretty well too.
I just
I was proud of you.
On the microphone, little whatever they called that thing. That
well, everyone was asking about that if he had indeed done that again.
I definitely did.
Yes.
I still smell it. It's like a smelling salt every time I
It'll wake you up.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Moncada. Angels hoping that his back can wake up. He's only hit about 100 here in the early part of the season. He strikes out here against Bummer. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Well, some years ago, we flash you back to the beginning of time, April 6th, 1984, the major league debut for Mark Gubicza.
And I took the L on that one too.
No,
When he gave up 1 run, I was up against Burt Blyleven, and I still, every time I run into him and talk to him, I say, I really appreciate you getting me set on the right direction by getting an L, only giving up 1 run.
Teodosio grounds out. Yeah, I mean, you did what you could do. It's like that old quote from Bo Belinsky when he lost a game 15-0, and he said, well, they didn't score. What am I supposed to do?
Our bullpen coach is such a good, he goes, you know what? I go, what, coach? He goes, you're just a dumb pitcher. I go, what does that mean? He goes, well, you pitched on the wrong day. I said, yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, well.
I could have asked Burt Blyleven to say, okay, you're gonna go into the Hall of Fame. You could at least gave up a couple runs there.
1 ball, no strikes on Frazier, who's 0 for 2 today. Hit into a fielder's choice in the 4th. Tough draw against Chris Sale. Splits this one on the ground to Mauricio Dubon. It's a quick 1, 2, 3, 6.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Join our Angels for Saturday night home games and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for a list of Saturday night fireworks. Angels have provided all the fireworks tonight outside of Drake Baldwin's first inning homer against Jose Soriano. It's been an otherwise extremely dominant performance by Soriano.
Oh, he's been great using all his pitches, but I'm looking at Baldwin. He likes that pitch on the inner part of the plate. Stay away. Unless you can throw that knuckle curve down below the zone, but you can tell he's got a lot of power in the inner half of the plate, including that home run on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball above the strike zone inner half.
If it weren't for Baldwin, Soriano would be looking at a major league record tonight. He was just that 1 run being kept from having been the first pitcher in major league history to have 3 straight starts to begin a season, going 6 innings with 2 hits allowed or fewer and no runs allowed. And 1 run given up to Baldwin on the homer. Good over the outside corner, but just missed.
Pretty good take. But I still think that's where you want to go after Baldwin. Those hands are incredibly fast on the inner half.
Braves have not had a runner since Matt Olson in the first inning right after the Baldwin homer. Here's a high pop-up. Like
you get down and get that, Wayne.
If it counts for an out, I'd like to try. Hands in the seats below. Now 3-2 the count. Baldwin from Madison, Wisconsin, grew up playing hockey. He was actually the state's leading goal scorer his junior year of high school. So Really a multi-sport star growing up, playing hockey and baseball.
George Clausen started yesterday for the Halos from Wisconsin.
It's not a baseball hotbed, but there are some big leaguers from there. 3-2. That's in there. Strike three, and Baldwin knew it.
Dropped the knuckle curve. Second time he's got him out looking on a third strike. Just dropped that one in. Upper part of the strike zone. See, that front shoulder is tucked in so effectively. That's a great view, that side view of his delivery.
And this guy is on another planet right now. Here is Matt Olson with one out. The last Brave to reach when he singled behind Zach Neto in the first inning. Soriano has retired 17 in a row since then. Yanked foul, and it's 0-2.
That's a good slider because that's tough to keep fair. It's a little bit off the inside part of the play. He's a left-handed batter. You make contact, pull foul. Now you got 2 strikes. You can go to that splitter. You can try to run a fastball up and away.
Only 77 pitches in 6 2/3. It'll be interesting to see how long Kurt Suzuki lets Soriano go. The bullpen could use a day off.
Yes.
0-2 on Olson. Check swing. He went around, strike three.
Yeah, Olson didn't even wait around for that check. That was the splitter. Committed. Nasty splitter.
It's the 8th strikeout for Soriano, and now 18 consecutive hitters set down. That's 2 perfect trips through the lineup. There's Austin Riley 0 for 2.
Still pretty firm with his fastball. Sinker at 98.
Well, he threw 90 pitches last time, 91 in the opening day start against the Astros. Could reasonably get him to 100 tonight. Here's a roller that just went foul.
What a smart play by Braz. He's not going to throw out Riley, so he just let that one go, and it just went foul.
I was ready to see that ricochet off the base. It never happened.
See that little hop? Huh. Smart play.
That was fair, about 85% of the way down, and then it hit the chalk. And just barely kicked foul at the very last moment.
That's because it was good secondary leads with the bases loaded by the Halo batters. Another good slider. I mean, we talk about a splitter knuckle curve today. His slider's been solid too. It's a 92-mile-an-hour slider. About 13% of the time, 4-seamer 20. He's really mixed his pitches up very well here against a deep lineup like Atlanta.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Riley. Fly ball left center field. Teodosio's after it. Has some room near the track. Makes the catch. Jose Soriano continues to dominate the Braves through 7.
We're here. The place we run to every spring. Where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats, because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Angels baseball brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. By Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga. Conveniently located off the I-15 in Temecula. And by StubHub, proud partner of Angels baseball. Jose Soriano has been electrifying here tonight. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. That was in the first inning. Since then, he has not even allowed a base runner. He has retired 19 consecutive hitters, and with a very efficient pitch count, it looks like he'll go back out for the 8th inning. Zach Neto, it's the first pitch he sees on the ground from Osvaldo Bido, the new pitcher for the Braves.
When you put it in perspective what Soriano's done there, this Atlanta Braves team came in with a slugging percentage as a team at .419.
They've certainly been off to a good start to their season. Braves 6-4 entering today. They both hit and pitched well, and they had a team ERA. The Atlanta did of 182 entering today. The Angels have been able to put up 6 runs while only giving up 1 to a team that was pretty much clicking on all cylinders over their first 10 games.
Impressive so far. Bido, fastball 92-97, cutter, slider, changeup.
He was in the Angels organization for about 5 minutes during the offseason, Bido. I've seen him before. He's pitched for the A's in the past.
Good arm.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Solid game for Soler today, batting in a number 2 spot and playing right field. Hit by a pitch, scored a run, singled, scored a run. Big game yesterday. 8 RBI, leads the team in that category so far this season.
Soler on the other end of that Braves-Angels Express, coming from the Braves to the Angels. I mentioned Osvaldo Bido, and Victor Medeiros was just traded to Atlanta a few days ago. Jose Suarez is on the active roster for the Braves. He got roughed up in his first start of the year. Full count now on Soler. Strike 3 call, but Soler wants to look at it.
Call of strike 3.
Yesterday, Soler had a strikeout that was reversed into a walk.
I think that ended up being, it's not exactly what he was thinking this breakaway was going to be, but it was a strike.
The pitch is confirmed. It is strike 3. The Angels have 1 challenge left.
2 outs in the inning. We take a look at our key player profile. Zach Neto cranking a homer off Chris Sale.
First pitch, too. Hard hit percentage versus lefties. Zach Neto's above Aaron Judge. That's how impressive he's been against left-handed pitching.
Bouncing ball off the bat of Adele with a home run his last time, and he's the 3rd out here in the 7th.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Join Matt Yeloff on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer. MLB Big Inning. All season. Presented by CarShield.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field. It's important to get out, volunteer, and make a difference in your community. Volunteer and leave something behind.
Together, we can make a difference.
Together.
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 Let's take a look at our StatCast. 3D powered by Google Cloud. 21 outs. Look at these outs. 7 with the sinker, 6 knuckle curve, 4 splitter, 3 four-seamer, 1 slider. All around the plate, some in the middle part of the plate. That kind of stuff he's had all night long, mixing and matching with all his pitches locked in.
He's been outstanding. Here's Mike Yastrzemski leading off the 8th inning. Longest start for an Angels pitcher to begin this season as well. First time anyone's gotten through 7 full innings. Reed Detmers went 6 2/3 against Seattle in the home opener Friday. Yastrzemski's 0 for 2. Again, no Brave has reached base since the first inning. Baldwin homered, Olsen singled. Riley hit into a double play, and Atlanta has not sniffed a base runner since then.
Yastrzemski's had the best at-bats so far against, at least the longest at-bats, outside of the home run by Baldwin.
It's flied out and grounded out as he slaps this one past third, and Yastrzemski continues to hit the ball pretty sharply tonight as that breaks the streak of 19 in a row set down by Jose Soriano. College nights are here at the Big A for the 2026 season. All new customized jerseys. Bring your group, family, friends, and fellow students. Visit angels.com/college to see when we're celebrating your school. Fans must purchase through angels.com/college to receive their special jersey. There's
no Michigan jerseys.
We're going to do that for Evan?
Yeah.
Ozzy Albies takes ball 1. I'm sure there's plenty of Wolverines out here out on the West Coast, though. No
yes.
Now, we mentioned earlier Albies was one that had one of the most productive seasons of all time for a short guy, according to the video board here. But the shortest player to have a 30-homer, 100 RBI, 100 runs scored season was Hack Wilson. He was a big slugger, well, I guess not that big, for the Cubs in the late 20s and early 30s.
Hack, what a name. You need that when you put out those kind of numbers. Saw his little block they have out there walking around Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Hack Wilson was listed at 5'6". Albies is listed at 5'7".
So he could post them up. Or could have posted them up.
They could have, yeah. They've never stood next to each other, I don't think. But it'd be interesting to see if those heights are accurate. Jose Ramirez, the 3rd shortest, 5'8". Jose Ramirez. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Albies. Swing, miss, strike 3.
That splitter again. It got him twice now with a splitter. That one splitter went down and in on this went the conventional way.
That is a dastardly delivery.
Oh. 94-mile-an-hour splitter.
One out and brings up Dominic Smith. In the Los Angeles area. Dom Smith grew up in South Central. Went to J. Serra High School.
Great kid, too. Great moment he had earlier, too, for his mom.
His mom recently passed away. Dom's an absolute gem. Anyone who's ever been across Dominic Smith knows that. There's Silseth warming up in the bullpen. Soriano just over 90 pitches now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dom had a walk-off grand slam recently for the Braves, and that's when he revealed that he had his mom close to his heart after she had just passed away a couple of weeks ago. And Dom, when he was a big-time prospect in the Mets organization. And he spent a lot of time as a kid playing in the RBI program in Los Angeles through Major League Baseball. Bounces this one wide to the mound. Soriano grabs it. He'll run it himself to first. 2 away. Yastrzemski takes second on the play. And Soriano now with 7 2/3 innings under his belt. He'll try to get through 8 with Michael Harris coming up. And first, we'll take a ride with Kia. By the way, our viewers have joined our research department. We got a couple of our viewers told us about Hack Wilson having that distinction. Well, here's another one from one of our viewers. The closest Triple Crown of Wildness actually belongs to Nolan Ryan. On the Angels in 1974, he led the majors in walks with 202 that year. He hit 20 batters, and he threw 21 wild pitches.
Oh, that's impressive. That is impressive. That is the express. Everywhere. No, I didn't get there, though. I know that.
On the other end of that, in 1974, he also had 367 strikeouts, which was only 16 short of his own record that he set in 73. And he still, even with all that wildness, had a 2.89 ERA and 22 wins that year. That's unreal.
He was fun to watch pitch, especially being in a dugout watching that and just seeing that fastball that's hit the mitt. Or he's trying to see it hit the mitt.
That was actually the most wins he ever had in a season, was that year when he almost had that triple crown of wildness that you alluded to earlier. No wildness from Jose Soriano tonight. He hasn't walked anyone. Hasn't really been close. He's ahead of Harris, 0-2.
Got to finish off that night with your best pitch of the night. It's hard to believe you can have a better pitch than what he's done, but I still think he's got that in him.
No balls, 2 strikes with Yastrzemski at second base. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts and 8 brilliant innings from Jose Soriano.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive. A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Here are the top 5 gameplay updates you need to know in MLB The Show 26. Challenge missed calls with the new ABS system. Pitch smarter with real MLB pitch usage rates and rise to the moment with bear down pitching. At the plate, new zone hitting options and expanded pitch history give hitters the edge in the clutch. And with deeper defensive attributes and hundreds of new fielding animations, every play looks and feels more real than ever. See you in the show.
Well, you could guess that Jose Soriano is our Toyota Player of the Game. A career-high 19 consecutive batters retired. His previous high was 11. He allows just 1 run on 3 hits in 8 innings. He strikes out 10, and he finishes it off by punching out Michael Harris.
His ERA this season, 0.45. 10 strikeouts, no walks. That's 21 strikeouts so far this season.
Fly ball to left from Candelario. Opponents have only hit 109 against Soriano in these 3 games. Just dealing.
Still go back to what he said to Eric Weston before his first start. He goes, I want to win the Cy Young. I want to be in that conversation. I know we're way early in the year, but those 3 starts so far, he's in that conversation right now.
Well, not only that, but he has such tremendous stuff.
All those pitches working today. And at home.
Until today, the Braves had been the hardest team to strike out in the major leagues. Only 67 strikeouts in their first 10 games. And 10 punch-outs tonight for Soriano. It's certainly worth noting that he did this at Angel Stadium, because last year his ERA in this ballpark was .590, .484 in his career. For whatever reason, he has had trouble in this ballpark, but he was just as poised and in command tonight as he was in either of his first 2 starts, which came on the road.
Hoppy hit with that pitch inside. That was a sinker. Anytime you throw a sinker and you drop your wrist, it's going to run in on a right-handed batter, and that's exactly what happened. By the way, got to give a lot of credit to that man right there behind the plate here, working with Soriano tonight. And he's been working really well with a number of these young pitchers. Logan O'Hoppy's been solid. Had that tough little stretch there in Houston, game 3, but he's really turned it around and has been great again.
We'll have our Angels Live postgame show presented by Kia coming up after the ball game here. To give you the Angels team ERA so far this year, it is .306, and that is a dramatic turnaround from what we saw last year. Obviously extremely early, and things can still go the other way, but for this team to be pitching this well this early in the season, .306 team ERA in 11 games now, with O'Hoppy largely behind the plate for most of it.
Hey, remember the teams the Angels have played too so far. That's even more impressive. The Astros, the Cubs, Seattle, now here are the Braves. It's impressive. Mike Max has done a great job.
He has, but and you're absolutely right. Logan O'Hoppy has been a steady hand behind the plate for this team in the first 11 games of this season. He deserves a lot of credit for his improvements back there, and to make him the receiver that he has been, the game caller that he has been, and building the trust that he has with his pitching staff.
He said his goal really to come into the season is building those relationships with his pitchers, and you can tell he has definitely done so. So that way the pitchers have a lot of trust in Logan O'Hoppy and what the game plan is, and is sticking with it when he sees what's going on there, because he's right behind the plate, sees the batters.
So little bouncer to first. Olsen will chuck it to second base. Albies returns at the first for a double play with the pitcher covering. 6-1 Angels as we go to the 9th.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing it, never miss it. Back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch, late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
We're here. Bendiciones para niños. The place we run to every spring, where the love of the game calls us back. And in the shine of diamonds, home runs, and heroes, we're exactly where we're meant to be.
No place like home.
Baseball is something else.
Angels here tonight. Zach Neto started with a home run against Chris Sale. Joe Adell knocked Sale out of the game with his 2-run homer And the Angels are 3 outs away from handing Sale his first career loss against the Halos.
Go back to our Hyundai key for the game today. The battle evermore. They won that battle against Chris Sale. Soriano was unreal today. Joe Adell with a blast. Zach Neto got it started. First pitch. Blast against Sale.
There's Mauricio Dubon against Chase Silseth. We've seen a lot in high leverage situations this year. Really, with the bullpen being used quite a bit yesterday. Angels don't have as many fresh arms down there tonight. Silseth in this 6-1 game giving up a fly ball to left. It's deep, and that ball is gone. So Dubon makes it 6-2 with that home run leading off the top of the ninth.
There's a flat splitter right over the plate, inside part of the plate. Dubon has had some pretty good swings over his career against the Halos. A lot of times there we saw with the Astros.
It does seem to be in the middle of things whenever he plays the Angels.
Now we got the top of the order coming up for the Braves.
It's his 7th career home run against the Angels. That's his most against any team.
I'm going to say he's not a big home run guy, but some big at bats against the Halos. .263 batting average for that one.
Top of the order indeed. Here's Acuna. 2 balls, no strikes. We'll see if Kurt Suzuki has to get up Jordan Romano should the Braves make this more interesting. The Angels have cruised through 8 innings tonight. And Silseth dropped the ball in the middle of his delivery.
Well, obviously, if there's a man on base, that would be a balk.
It will still be a pitch timer violation, so it'll be ball 3.
His knee.
That's a strike. That home run flew over the head of Josh Lowe, who's now in the game in left field. And Joe Adell has shifted to right. And the strike makes it 3-2 on Acuna.
2-1 splitter.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Angels, the official source for your Angels gear. Sometimes you see this when a pitcher is dominating. He comes out of the game and suddenly the other team's offense looks a lot fresher.
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets into that third time through, but they had no chance anytime through the lineup for the Braves against Soriano today. They don't care who you're bringing in.
8 exceptional innings from Soriano, struck out 10. Silseth just trying to end it here and get the Angels their 3rd straight win. Swing and a miss. Acuna down on strikes.
That's some gas upstairs. Nice bounce back for Silseth. Out of the strike zone, got him to chase that 4-seamer.
1 out. Here's Baldwin, who homered earlier. Both Atlanta runs on solo homers today.
It's 15 home runs for them this year.
I was going to say that's only the 4th and 5th home runs allowed by the Angels so far. Another incredible difference from what we saw last year is how few home runs the Angels have allowed in the early going this year.
There's a couple reasons for that, Wayne. One, more strikes thrown, but also they're changing speeds. And that was something that Mike Maddox preached the first day of spring training was, I want you guys to believe in your off-speed pitches, your change-up, your splits. That way you have separation of your pitches and get the hitters off balance.
Baldwin got just a piece to stay alive. Last year the Angels allowed 1.4 home runs for every 9 innings pitched. This year so far entering today, 0.3. They've given up a couple today. There's still just 5 home runs allowed now in 11 games. 0-2. Fouled back. Baldwin takes a healthy cut.
He homered on a 4-seam fastball at 98. Almost the same spot, a little higher though. Now he has him set up for that split.
Bounced it in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good target though set by O'Hoppe to make sure when he threw that split it was going to be low. That didn't quite have that darting action on it. A little bit more spin rate. That means you try to throw it a little harder.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up foul and out of play. Baldwin continues to battle here. Angels trying to win their 3rd in a row, looking to beat Chris Sale for the first time ever. Baldwin rolls it over, foul. Tomorrow night, another 6:30 start. It'll be Yusei Kikuchi looking for his first win against former Angel Ronaldo Lopez, who has converted into a pretty good starter.
Yeah, he's been throwing but well. Kikuchi 9-3 at home last year with a sub-3 ERA at the Big A.
Baldwin smacks one to center and has a 1-out single.
And back upstairs again on a fastball to him. He's pretty good upstairs on fastballs. We know that.
We do now.
Inner half of the plate, he's tough. I mean, to be able to bring your hands up on that one there again, 96.
Mike Maddox on the phone, probably trying to get Romano loose. He's been the closer in the early part of the year, and now Maddox will go to the mound. Matt Olson up and then Riley, so it's still a hairy part of the order certainly. Silseth has allowed a run on 2 hits in this 9th inning after Soriano only gave up a run against 3 hits in the first 8. Visit angels.com/ticket plans or call 714-4-ANGELS for more info on the ticket package that's best for you this year. Pick out the games and don't miss out on great seats at the best price. Angels.com/ticket plans or 714-4-ANGELS. So Soriano hoping to see his record improve to 3-0.
Still smiling as always.
A lot to smile about with his performance tonight. If he wants to be in those All-Star and Cy Young conversations, just keep right on going the way he's been.
Also doesn't hit into many double plays though.
He almost never hits the ball on the ground.
Yep. There's a splitter again. He's throwing some splitters in the upper part of the strike zone, which is a dangerous one. Dubon hit one out on that spot.
0-2.
Now this is the time when you want to throw that splitter. Remember, Soriano got him out on a splitter that was below the knees.
One ball, 2 strikes. Only one other game in progress right now. Phillies lead the Giants 6-4 in the 7th.
Well, the Giants were up in that game 4-0.
They've had a rough start to their year, especially at home. It's a soft bouncer to the right side. Only play will be to first. Frazier lofts it for Silseth. And that's the 2nd out here in the 9th.
Yeah, you're just trying to get outs in the 9th inning. It's a good splitter there. Real good splitter. And the only reason really why Olson made contact on it because he had to be looking splitter after that high fastball well above the strike zone.
Maybe Frazier would just take that all the way to first himself with Candelario coming off the bag. If the Giants lose that game, they'll be 1-7 at home to start their year. Here's Austin Riley with 2 outs in the 9th. Strike 1.
Another good pitch that Silseth has is this sweeper.
And a long-time starter. He has a full repertoire. Looking now out of the bullpen. 0-1 on Riley.
Quite a few pitches now for Silseth. Next one will be 22 in the inning.
Swing and a miss. There's that slider again. Still Seth trying to lock it down for a dominating Jose Soriano tonight. Angels trying to win 3 in a row for the first time since they swept the Dodgers last August. Upstairs to Riley. It's 2-2. Angels would love to keep Romano out of this game. The bullpen rest after they used 5 different pitchers for multiple innings yesterday. 4 out of the bullpen.
Now Riley's going to be thinking sweeper here from Silseth after that high fastball. It's going to have to be a perfect one.
Riley fouled it off. Two and 2 to Riley. He lays off the high fastball. It's 3-2. He has not gone back to that slider since the second strike.
And he's had him going after it too. And he's already set himself up for that pitch to be effective against him.
3-2. There was, but Riley got a piece.
It's a different story a little earlier in the count, though. I think you still have a chance to throw that sweeper again, and it's time to get it down.
Full count on Riley. 2 outs, 9th inning. And another foul.
It's another hanger over the plate with that sweeper. I know your thought process is I have to throw for a strike, but you don't necessarily have to do that because you're shown you can throw for a strike. You just got to get it towards that outer part of the strike zone, but keep it down. You'll get a chase.
3-2 once again. And it's ball 4. That might bring Jordan Romano into this game. As the tying run moves into the on-deck circle, Yastrzemski will bat with 2 outs. The most traffic the Braves have had on the bases all night. Jordan Romano will be on the way in for a 1-out save.
These Dawn pants from Fabletics are a hole-in-one for only $19. They have 4-way stretch to move with your swing, pockets to hold your scorecard, and tees. Look and play like a pro in the Fabletics Dawn pant for only $19.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses, and only online. But people liked them, a lot. So we offered more things, like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
Your home projects need expertise, and finding the right pro for each project can be overwhelming. Thumbtack has everything your home needs, all in one place. We can quickly match you with the right top-rated pro in over 500 categories, so you can tackle all your home projects with confidence. Thumbtack, we know homes. Hire the right pro today.
Did he do it?
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Zach Neto started this game off with a home run off Chris Sale. The Angels scored 6 times off of Sale and are 1 out away from beating him for the first time in his career. Joe Adell as well, 2-run shot.
That was a rocket, 113 miles per hour off the bat, going 411.
First homer this year for Adell. He's now +4 in the home run category, though, after robbing 3 on Saturday.
Yes. Romano looking for his 5th career save against the Braves, 4th this season if he could pick this one up here.
He's 3 for 3, has not given up a run yet, and he has 7 strikeouts in his first 4 2/3 innings. Yastrzemski has a base hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Right in there from Soriano.
Overall, I think he had the best at bats all night long versus Soriano. With just 1 for 3 against him, but saw some pitches, and last at bat is a hard hit single to the left side of the infield.
Soriano was special tonight. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 run. And 1 strike away from being 3-0.
Back-to-back 4-seam fastballs at 95.
Atlanta once again down to their final strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball right center. Playable for Teodosio. He's under it. He's got it. Say goodnight to the Braves. The Angels have won 3 straight, and Jose Soriano has turned in 3 magnificent starts to begin the season.
What a tremendous game by Sori tonight. 8 innings of domination, no walks. That is the key with the 10 punches. He had it all working tonight. He still looks like he's comfortable. Not even breaking a sweat. Joe Adell going yard for the first time. You see, Zach Neto really got it going against Chris Sale. Another great pitcher he took deep. First pitch he saw, giving Soriano really that little obvious way to get back in there after the home run by Baldwin against him.
All in a very tidy 2 hours and 13 minutes tonight, as the Angels defeat the Atlanta Braves 6-2. It's a 3-game winning streak for the first time since last August for the Halos. They get to 6-5 now on the year. And certainly the pitching has stood out here early on. The home run hitting has stood out early on, and the defense too.
Defense and pitching, that's how you win games all the time. And it was really impressive watching Soriano just go about it. All his pitches working. Just dominant, got outs on all his pitches tonight. Just love the way he did. Logan O'Hoppe, great job behind the plate tonight, calling the game, working effectively with the 2 together. They were just outstanding. That was fun to watch.
Another masterpiece from Jose Soriano. Joe Adell helped the cause with a 2-run homer. He's standing by with Erica Weston.
Joe, were you just looking for your first one to send out to go along with the 3 robberies that we saw over the weekend?
Yeah, I guess there's something to it. Take a couple back, you got to get one of your own, right? So it's pretty awesome.
Did you feel like you were in a good spot to get your first home run of the year tonight?
Yeah, I've been feeling really good in my work, and my at-bats have been pretty good. I've been contributing, finding a way. Just nothing's really gone over the wall yet, but got a good one to put out there today, so excited about it.
Your first home run of the year knocked Chris Sale out of the game. We know the resume that he brings into this game. How were you guys able to get to him tonight?
Well, we got really stingy at the plate and waited for pitches that we could handle, and obviously you have somebody coming in like Sale. He's dominant. He's going to try to attack the zone and get strikeouts, and we just had to be patient at the plate and wait for our pitches, and good things happen.
The offense, you love to see it, but the pitching tonight from Soriano, he was brilliant. You didn't get a lot of action out there when you were in left field, but you had a great view of him on the mound. What did you think?
I mean, that's what a frontline starter looks like. That's an ace. I mean, this guy came out here and, he had them on their heels the whole night. It was impressive.
You guys are all impressive. Thanks for the time, Joe.
Sorry?
Thanks for the time. Way to go.
Oh, thank you.
Guys.
That was amazing, though. Joe Adell going yard today, too. Zach Neto, what a game against a very good Atlanta Braves team.
Now the halo will shine brightly thanks to Jose Soriano and a couple of home runs. The Angels beat the Braves 6-2. We'll be back in just a moment.